Welcome. Welcome to you all to this broadcast of Buffalo Bills extended pregame from Charlotte, North Carolina, where Shannon O'Keefe and I are enjoying chocolate milk. Right here, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Nesquik. And Shannon, what do you got? So good. So delicious. It was fun. And we'd like to thank you for supporting you all around the country. Yes. Because what time is the Bills game set? 1 p.m. East time. Are we on the East Coast now? Okay. Got it. Yeah, I guess the ocean is closed. Okay. I need to go back and say geography because we literally are 20 minutes, 15 minutes from the beach, the Atlantic Ocean, which I believe is on the East Coast. So we're in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're at Planet Fun, and Shannon, it's been awesome, hasn't it? It's been great, right?
We wish everyone good luck today, and we'll see you at the award ceremony.
I want to come to all of them. It's so inspiring. They make me want to come.
No, that's what we talked about yesterday. Like, not on the show, we just were talking about it, in the background. We were talking about every time I come to an SYC, I just want to go home and practice and have some fun. So,
Make me feel like I can run the
no, you're so awesome. And it is time now. We're all number one, and here we are. We bring up the bowlers while you're tuning in, right? You want to watch, you don't want to talk about Bills, right? You want to watch bowling. And so we've got some of the best in the country for your viewing pleasure. Serenity here, number 30. Sweet. Really good. Yeah, smooth. Just smooth like Josh Allen's 4 touchdowns. And up on 29, Abigail Spark. You know, to 27, so the Bills went up. Yesterday we were 24, right? 23 point something and 42. Okay, and today is what? Okay, so that's a foot shorter, or maybe 2 feet. Let's do some.
Depending on which one was out yesterday.
The Atlantic Ocean is on the east.
The Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abby.
It's quite a bit
All right. Well, welcome everyone. We got our very own, one of our superstars in Storm HQ, Kendall Miles, tuning in on this beautiful Sunday. Kendall, my question to you, why are you here? It is 8 a.m. where you live in Utah, and I guess that's really for a go-getter. Young go-getter. He's a young go-getter. Kendall handles all of our website content. He's our website content manager. So he strategizes our websites together.
I like it.
So, little things like that. So good to have you. Travis Rowe, good morning. John Smith, Bryce, John, Jeremy. I got Jeremy both 300 this week. Friend from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's fun. Congrats. 300s are fun. What was the last one you won?
Every day is a 300 for me. I don't know. It's been a few years. Way to go, Kira. Yeah. Brad from... you know what? Kira and I have a long time relationship because she plays like us. She loves dogs, animals.
My kind of person there.
In fact, I asked her just recently, we were going through and saying about I said, did you ever see our puppy? And so and you know how I like to interrupt people in the middle of their games.
Which is just on the approach.
Hey, Kira. Kira. Look at my baby girl, Riley. Look at her. She's
Okay, but like her head, she's like sticking her chin up, like she's adorable.
That's our baby. So that's Riley. Who are you guys? But that's
I just love dogs.
Aiden
And Sonoma.
and Sonoma.
I have a husky, so she's we rescued her a couple years ago. She's just
The best. Yeah.
rescue dogs.
They
know the good life.
They got the good life. All right. Welcome everyone to the show, the broadcast. What we're doing is pulling 5 more games. Total pins determines all our winners at SYC Championships. I know it sounds crazy that the person that knocked down the most pins actually wins. And when I came up with that strategy and the formula, people go, well, what about match play? Well, what about made for TV? I go, well, we live stream every game. So what are you talking about? There's no. And by the way, ESPN is not here to cover this event, although we do have Josh Allen. So you would think they would jump on board.
It's just a matter of time.
It's a matter of time. So 5 games. This is a new oil pattern our friends at Kegel have developed for us, Shannon. Shannon's going to break down the oil pattern and what her strategy may be. I think a little straighter might be appropriate right now in game 1. And as the day goes, you might be able to take it away a little bit. But we'll let the pro, the number 1 player in the world. The internet. Like that. I hope talking about puppies didn't lose her. For real?
Yeah. So, fun fact, Daniel Cuban.
Yes.
100% likes any human else.
More than me and you?
Yes. More than her boyfriend. More than any.
More than
her man. I think it's just the cutest thing. All that's known as on tour.
Yeah.
So when she's struggling or she's frustrated about something, they literally call her back and they show her pictures of puppies. It's not the cutest thing.
Just Jasper is her puppy.
Jasper is awesome.
Well, what's up, people? It's good to have everyone. And as we mentioned right now, Shannon is going to just take a look at the oil pattern and give you her insights on it as we're watching some of the best players in the country on the youth game. Both. You know, while you're looking it up, Shannon, there's a lot of two-handers on the ladies' side. And we talk about it every one of our SYCs. We go, there's another two-handed flat on the ladies' side. Are you a fan of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I like it. I'm not sure they all can much power as maybe they need, so that would be something that at a very young age I would try and move as fast as possible.
Okay.
Because when you are too moving, it's much easier to generate a high rev rate. And if your rev rate is too high and it doesn't quite match your ball speed, like your ball speed is really slow and your rev rate is really high, it forces you to play a part of it.
Right.
It's really hard to outrun that ball reaction if you're not in the right part of the lane. So that would be my number 1 thing is anybody that's coaching girls is just trying to get them to generate their ball speed as much as possible.
Which would have to come through your footwork, right?
Yeah,
like
so
getting your feet going.
Yeah, it's just really the quicker that you move,
Yeah.
the easier it's going to be to generate your momentum.
Yeah.
Momentum is what generates your legs. A lot of people are specifically when you just try to generate that ball speed by throwing your body really just to your device. You should
describe is pretty much I do all the bad things. What you just said. Short swing, slow footwork, use my upper body. Like, what? Shannon, I think we've diagnosed I'm terrible.
Saying you need lessons.
Can you really teach me? Yeah, I think it was tough. Hold on, I've got something hot coming in off the press. We got a problem. No one can hear any of our commentary. None of it. Zero. That sounds terrible. We have to put it on the right. Shannon, we have to put it on the right thing. Can you hear us now?
So do we have to start all over? I mean, we had some good stuff right there.
Oh my, it's so great. Okay, so what we were saying was good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
And thank you to our sponsor, Nesquik, for providing and Josh Allen's watching. And
before his game, we're pumping him up.
Blair came over and said that all of our audio, you guys couldn't hear us while we were talking the whole time. And that's what happens when dinosaurs run software. Ladies and gentlemen, just know that is on me.
That's so funny.
So you just missed a hilarious 10 minutes of conversation with Shannon. And Shannon, by the way, when you don't hear us, you're supposed to let us know. Like, this is not ESPN. It's just Shannon and Gary. And Gary, the dinosaur, is running the software. And if I've got it set to the wrong thing, like I had, you should go, Gary, we can't hear you.
Oh, somebody did say, good morning, is Shannon's mic on?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Julie.
We didn't see it.
We were too busy talking to no one because you couldn't hear us. And it was funny, though.
I thought it was funny. We're funny.
I feel good in the morning. Kind of a morning guy.
Somebody says voices are very low. So do we need to turn that volume up somehow?
Thanks for now. Everyone's commenting on the audio.
I like it.
You can hear us now?
How's this? Is it getting better?
Can you hear us now?
Let us know.
Thank you. So Amanda Vermelia, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you. Da-da-da-da-da. Can you hear us now? Can you hear Stephanie Alexander? Can you hear us?
Yes, great.
In Texas. You can hear us?
Yes, awesome.
Guess what?
Nana Starkey just gave us a thumbs up, so we're good now.
Oh, well, if Nana says we're good, we're good.
Up until then, we just gotta look for her.
All right. So do you ever find the oil pattern?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Okay, so we're gonna.
Luckily for everyone that did tune in, the oil pattern was going to be broken down by Miss Shannon O'Keefe.
I'm gonna do my best.
And she was looking for it, and you didn't miss that in all of our rambling that you did miss. And we caught you up to date with all the important things.
Yeah.
So
okay,
let's go.
So our kids today are bowling on 41 feet, 27.8 mils. Yesterday they were bowling on 23 point something mils. So in this center, it's quite a bit more volume than what they bowled on yesterday. And I believe they bowled on the 43 feet here. So it's a couple feet shorter. So we are bowling on 41 feet, 27.8 mils. When I look at patterns, the first two numbers I look at is the distance and the volume. The distance will roughly tell you where the pattern wants you to play. There is, the people call it the rule of 31. We like to call it the guide of 31 because with surfaces being older and older, I mean, when was the last time you saw brand new lanes being put in?
Yeah.
So
just in my house.
Yeah. So surfaces are okay here.
We've got a 32 lane center in
your
my
basement.
Yeah. It's mini bowling.
What's it called? What's the name?
It's mini bowling. It's Riley's place.
So we'll call it the guide of 31. So you take the distance of the pattern and you minus 31, and that's going to generally give you kind of where the break point wants to be. Break point means it's the furthest right your ball gets before it wants to start hooking back to the pocket. So if you take 41 minus 31, you're at 10. But what I also noticed really quick is the 2-2 load. So if you have less than 7 2-2s,
the pattern typically will allow you to play a little bit further right. And I don't know about you, but what I'm noticing is the kids can get it to about 7 at their break point, and
Right.
it still is able to come back to the pocket. If it
What-
gets a little further right than that,
What is this 2-2? What is
the
this thing you're
loads of the
talking-
2-2, yeah.
This sounds. Josh, I hope you're listening.
Josh
this
knows.
is the game plan.
Josh told me.
Okay, Josh told me.
Knows. But don't get caught up in that. Just really pay attention to your ball motion.
You said
But
7 2-2s.
less than 7
I know,
2-2s.
less than.
Yeah.
So how many 2-2s do we have?
There are 4 in this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So is that good or bad for scores, typically?
It's all relative. It just tells you, kind of gives you a blueprint of what the pattern is designed for people to want to do, but it doesn't mean it's going to break down that way, right? Like what we saw yesterday, there was a lot of people that played left really quick, and so how the pattern broke down versus how they wanted you to play it when they created is 2 very different
Yes.
things. So this just gives you a general idea. Well, the way that I look at it on tour is, on my starting pair, the pattern's going to be pretty true to how they want you to play it, but then the second you move, you're really at the mercy of who broke the pair down before you.
Yes.
Yeah. But the 2 things that are most important to me is distance and volume. Volume is going to tell you the type of ball and the type of surface on that bowling ball. So this being 27.8 mils, that is a little bit on the higher side of volume. And so I personally would probably start with a stronger ASIM or stronger symmetrical bowling ball
Okay.
with some surface on it.
Like
1,000 maybe to start, and then
360.
180.
180.
I would most certainly start with probably 1,000. It's all about controlling the body of the lane, meaning the middle portion of that lane, getting your ball to pick up quick enough and to slow down quick enough. There's a terminology in bowling. It's called skid, hook, and roll. You don't want your ball hooking through the pins, so you need to get it to see the pattern early enough so it's then rolling through the pins. When you're leaving a lot of ring 10s, early on, or 9 pins, it means the ball is just driving too hard into the pocket. It means it's still hooking into the pocket instead of rolling. And so it's all about controlling the lane from front to back. And I would do that. I have a little bit higher tilt, and so I will always gravitate towards a little bit more surface on the fresh to make sure I'm controlling the lane from front to back so I can control the pocket. That's important to me.
I'm learning so much at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Cut it out.
This is great.
Well, thanks.
I mean, listen, if Tiger Woods is going to teach me how to play golf, I'm listening, and you're teaching us how to bowl with a
trying.
little pattern. So, you're our Tiger Woods. So,
Well, thanks.
I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
Well, for the folks that have tuned in, you're getting that opportunity to learn from the game's #1 player, Miss Shannon O'Keefe. I think that's awesome. And do you deviate from that general, that's why it's a general rule of thumb, right?
Yeah.
The rule of 31.
Yeah, that's why we call it the Guide of 31.
The Guide of 31.
In the O'Keefe household, we call it just the Guide of 31. It just gives you a general idea, so it's where you're going to want to play, or at least give it an idea. Now, something that I personally do on every single pattern that is put out, I always try to see if playing further right around 5 or 6 is in play.
Looks good.
Yeah, because sometimes the characteristics of a bowling center will allow you to do that. So there was one tournament, specifically, we were in Cleveland, Ohio a couple years ago on tour, and I think we bowled on 47 feet, and so everyone was, playing left, 15, 16, 17 on the fresh.
Yes.
And I'm very fortunate. My husband has a very big brain, and he said, Shannon, just move right. The pattern looks like it would allow you to play out there based on the 2-2s. That's top secret. And I moved out there, and it looked unreal. And then before you knew it, everyone was moving back to the right.
There,
but the building allowed you to play there.
Yeah.
And even though it was 47 feet, and the rule of 31 says you need to play in, you could play further right. And so there's always going to be exceptions to it.
Oh, yeah, exceptions to rule. It's kind of like society. Like a stop sign has now become a suggestion.
There's one of those in my neighborhood. Don't tell my neighbors.
I'm like, how hard is it to work a stop sign, people?
It should be a yield sign in my neighborhood, but that's okay.
So here's how it works. You stop, and then the person on the right gets to go. Like, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
If it's a tie to the stop sign.
If it's a tie, no.
Tie goes to anyway, so it's a general guide. It's a guide of 31.
It's a guide of 31.
Okay. The surfacing is good too. I like that because everyone likes to see their ball hooked down lane because they interpret that as power, or it's going to make the pins create more angle, which angle is good, but it's only good when you can control the whole shot, right?
Yes.
You need that ball to really read the middle part. That's what our pros do all the time so well.
It has to see it. So many people, I go in and I talk to pro shops. I'm like, what's selling the most? What do people like to see? And, they say, well, I want my ball to read early, and I want to see it hook really hard off the spot down lane, and those two things, they don't happen. It's one or the other. And I think being on tour is what I see the most, and in college, but on tour what I see the most is the kids come out and they want to see the ball hook down lane, and it just makes their pocket so small. So if they miss a little right, their ball just keeps sailing because there's not enough surface on it, or the core is not big enough for it to see the middle part of the lane. And then if they get it up the lane, they lose hold because the ball's retaining all of its energy until it hits the end of the pattern. And then they're big fouring type situation. So having a 210 big four ball motion to me is no fun. So
I don't think that's something I'm not signing up for that.
No,
Just
I mean,
not gonna do it.
But you say that, but then you see people all the time out there doing that because their ball's making the biggest motion off the end of the pattern, and to me that's scary. I don't like that. I want to see a smoother ball motion. I think it's easier to control the pocket. Now I may plaque 10. A few times more than my competitors, but I can make those.
That's why you use Storm products.
That's why.
You get that 10 pin out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
By the way, I'd like to say thank you to Storm because every new Storm ball you purchase comes with a new guarantee that we've instituted. That is, you will guarantee to never leave another corner pin. Ever.
Cut it out.
No tens. No tens.
I
No
wish
sevens.
that was true. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Y'all know I'm kidding. That was a joke. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't hold me to that.
Yeah. That'd be fun. That'd be a weird way
to
bowl.
That would be boring.
It would be a
Come
weird
on.
way to bowl.
That would
You're
be
right.
terrible.
Yeah.
I love leaving the tens and the sevens.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I love spares.
Because I just love spares.
Me too.
Me too. Shannon and I, our favorite ball in our bag is our spare ball.
Yeah. I know that sounds so silly.
Sounds so silly.
But it's so true because my spare ball is what gives me an advantage. If you're a great spare shooter, you will always have an advantage over your competitors.
All right. And that's simply because you can't strike all the time. By the way, when I sit behind and watch like someone like a Jesper Svensson bowl,
does it feel like they strike all the time?
I honestly think, by the way, people, if Jesper doesn't strike every time he hits the pocket, you're not going to.
Yeah.
Because there is no more powerful ball that I personally have watched. And he does not strike all the time.
Yeah. It's impressive. It really is impressive. So if anybody's out there and they like to see their ball making that big, huge downlane motion, I encourage you to play around with different bowling balls and different surfaces and start to fall in love with controlling the pocket and missing a little right and missing a little left and controlling the pocket. Our game is hard enough that if you can give yourself just a few boards, then that's the whole point, is finding the most amount of room for error, because guess what? We're not perfect. And so you need to do the best you can to give yourself the most room for error. And then it's all about just listening and learning to what your ball is telling you based on how it's rolling through the pins. I know that sounds really challenging, but
yeah, it sounds fun.
It is.
It's a puzzle. It's a
it is a puzzle.
Bowling's like a physical puzzle that changes every shot because the lanes are always kind of changing.
Yeah, it's an invisible playing field. Yeah, and your opponent is the oil pattern and the pins. And so it's an invisible game of chess. And so the pattern is moving all over the place. And based on how the pins are falling and what you're leaving, you have to quickly make decisions to try to have an advantage over your opponent.
All right, so we're in frame 7, game 1 of today, which is game 11 of the event.
Yeah.
All the pins carried over from yesterday's 2 rounds, and you can find all the stats and scores on bowlmetrics.com, and just click on SYC Coastal Classic in the division you want to watch, like whoever your favorite bowler is, and you can keep up with the live scoring. So take a look at that. I'm looking at the scoreboard, which in sports is how you determine the winners of any competition. I think more is usually better unless it's golf.
Right.
So I don't see a lot of big strings or anything. I see Elena Ochona here on 31 having a great game.
Great game. What I've noticed with her is she's using a bigger bowling ball. She's using our Rotogrip Gem, which is a very strong ASIM, and her angles are just a little straighter, and she has found a way to kind of blend out the lane.
Yes.
And her scores are showing it. You see some of the other people bowling, and they have different approaches, and you can tell really by watching their score what's going on and what's not. So really being observant and watching what your competitors are doing, and specifically the ones that seem to be controlling the pocket, not necessarily just strings of strikes, because there could be a couple Brooklyns in there, right? So that's why I love watching people bowl, and I specifically love watching my opponents bowl, because if I'm a little unsure of what's going on, I watch what they're doing, and it does help. It really does help.
Well, and you said you yourself would have been most likely a bigger asymmetrical ball with some surface on it, which is exactly what Eliana is doing.
Yeah, either that or our symmetrical. I typically lean towards the symmetricals a little more on the fresh, because characteristics of a symmetrical bowling ball when they encounter friction is they're just going to be a little bit smoother. Asymmetrical balls, when they encounter friction, want to be just a little bit sharper off of the oil pattern. And so for me, wanting to control the pocket, I'm going to try to, typically I will do that with a symmetrical ball. But also, as the kids continue to bowl, and anybody continues to bowl, the oil pattern is carried down. So what that means is your ball is picking up oil every time it rolls down the lane. So it's picking up oil from the front part of the lane, and it's distributing it down lane. And so the back ends do tend to get a little bit tighter. And I think that's sometimes a miscue with some bowlers, is they may be hitting the pocket, and then they all of a sudden their ball starts to go lighter and lighter and lighter. So they start placking a 10-pin, or they may leave a 2-pin on a shot that they thought was really good. And their first instinct is, boom, change balls. And then they change balls to something that may be a little cleaner and comes off the spot a little harder, and all of a sudden they'll split 2 or 3 times to end a game. I know I've fallen victim to that many, many times. And so now I just try not to panic, and I may just realize, okay, it's game 1. The lanes are going to carry down. More than likely, I'm going to have to probably just close my angles down a little bit, or get a little softer. You know, there's little adjustments that can be made before I panic and change balls.
All right. So no panicking.
No panicking.
Tip number 312 this morning. By the way, we did load up Shannon with coffee, and
I'm ready to go.
We've got extras. So
I'm gonna go run after.
She's gonna go run a small marathon. And she's here in the Myrtle Beach area, which Myrtle Beach is only 30 or so minutes from where we are right now. Beautiful place to come bring your family on a vacation.
Yeah.
If you're ever wondering, Ocean Isle Beach area, the town of Charlotte is the place to be. And so town of Charlotte does give and offer some support to the Storm U Championships, and we appreciate them.
Yeah.
And we love to spend our money when we come to town here and just enjoy the restaurants and the beaches and the hotels, and you can't go wrong in this neck of the woods.
Now I feel like I'm supposed to live here.
Me too. In fact, I'm threatening to not go home.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how much of a threat
That
that
stinks.
really is. Though.
You know, stinks for your family, but
Yeah. It was a
they
good
can
run.
come visit. Yeah.
It was a good run. Heck of a run.
It's ridiculous.
Um,
You and Josh.
How speaking of Josh, the Bills are gonna win today or not?
They're gonna win today.
Who do they play?
Feeling good. They play Pittsburgh.
Okay, Pittsburgh's been a little iffy this year.
They're one. Pittsburgh's 1-3.
Yeah.
Just looked it up. I feel good about it. Last week I wasn't feeling so good about it watching the Bills play. I felt a little like, oh, here we go again. But then they pulled it out. It was pretty exciting if anybody watched the end of that. But they are in Orchard Park, which is pretty amazing.
And you've been to a game there?
Yeah, lots. I used to have season tickets there, actually.
Eliana struck dead flush on lane 32, by the way. So she has strike spare, 3-bagger, 9 spare, 4 in a row, shooting 250. She's already going. She's a fast little bowler. Dead flush again. I don't think she's intimidated by that this pattern is supposed to be hard. Don't tell her.
Don't tell her.
Don't tell her.
Don't tell her. She's got it.
By the way,
she just doubled, so she's gonna shoot 250.
Yeah, well, she's bowling 250. Don't worry about that. Everyone else is bowling 170.
Yeah, I mean, she just picked up 80 pins on the field.
Right.
Just like that.
It's crazy.
And using a stronger
ASIN
bowling ball with a little bit straighter angles. I mean, I like it. If you're doing the right thing and your opponents aren't doing the right thing, you can pick up pins so fast.
So fast.
Yeah. Great game. Good job.
Way to roll it. Man, she just making good shots. Too.
Right.
259. It's big.
Yeah. If you guys pull up the scores here in about 15 minutes, you're probably going to see her name shoot up the leaderboard.
Yep. Speaking of scores, we see Michael Sinek going around right here. Him and his wife, Debbie, which are awesome. They are here to volunteer, as we all are, to put on this event. And they're doing all the scoring updates. So they're going to import all the scores right up directly to Bowlmetrics, where you can go online, bowlmetrics.com. SYC Coastal Classic is the event you'll be looking for. Hit that button, and then it'll take you to the field of players. Game 1 of today will be imported very quickly.
So I just got a text from home. I have to share this really quick.
How'd you do? You had
in
6?
one game. In one game, Gary.
Haley's report is 6 strikes so far, because we talked about how many strikes this round, and I said 30 plus is a good number for you, and she goes, I like that. I'm in.
Yeah.
So she's
counting for you.
Reporting
all right.
6 so far, and she's a great spare shooter too. So I imagine the others are pretty good as well.
I love it. It's great. Okay, so I have to share a story really quick from home while these kids are wrapping up right here. So our 2-year-old dog, his name is Kane. We named him Kane because our girls won the national championship inside the Raising Cane Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So
nice.
We named him Kane. So he's 2 years old. He's a Rottweiler German Shepherd mix. He's the funniest, coolest dog
ever.
He is pretty awesome. But he has a tendency to steal things and take them outside.
Okay.
Not really sure what's going on.
Yeah.
So Brian...
burying them in the backyard.
Not so much burying, but just runs outside with them. Like you say, Kane, no, and he's out the door. So Brian, my husband, gets on the treadmill every day, and he takes his iPad with him, and he says, I just searched the house 3 freaking times all around. Been doing it since I stopped texting you, which was like 30 minutes ago. The iPad is gone. Finally, my last thought is Kane. Yep, he took it outside yesterday, was just hanging outside in the backyard with it.
He took an iPad outside.
Yeah, Kane wanted to watch the live stream of the SYC.
Yeah.
And, so he decided to take it outside. He took an
Makes
iPad
sense.
outside.
Thanks for your support,
this dog.
Kane.
Yeah.
All the youth bowlers, thank
They
you
appreciate
for
it.
tuning in.
Yes. Anyways, my funny story from home. Okay, back to the action. So
the action's wrapping up. Game 2. Shannon
up.
and I are going to go chat with others.
Yeah.
Blair Blumenscheid is going to come in and she found a co-host for Game 2. So
doesn't get any better than her co-host. She's pretty freaking intelligent. When she talks,
her
I
co-host?
listen. Her name is Kelly Kulick, Hall of Famer.
Kelly Kulick is coming in the booth?
Yes.
I think I'm just going to stay tuned right here to this dial.
You're just going to hang out in the back.
I will just hang out, and I will go on my phone and listen to what Kelly has to say.
Yeah, she's one that I love listening to her. She's so intelligent. Big brain.
Big brain.
Big brain.
You know who just swung into the chat is none other than one of the legends of all time, Sean Rash, with you, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, Sean.
Sean stopped by here on Friday, dropped a little knowledge to all the kids, and also, as I bragged about yesterday, because I'm so proud of him and his efforts, he put on a little donation fund contest, and he donated $1,500 to this event's smart account.
That's incredible.
From Sean Rash Bowling.
Good job, Sean.
Directly to these kids for their college futures, and he's really big into. In fact, oh my gosh, it's so funny because you know how you're super intense on the lanes.
Yes.
When you're competing.
Yes.
So, and Sean. I would say Sean is super intense when he's competing.
I would say so, yeah.
And that's how they make their living, folks. So you got to understand what they're doing.
We're kind of working.
They're they're concentrating at the highest level playing a sport. And so athletes use a lot of tactics to get them internally fired up and focused. It might be a little different than like my job at Storm.
You don't hype yourself up in the car before you.
I don't hype myself up quite to the level. But the point is, all of our athletes are so awesome. Like Leanne, who has not spent a great deal of time with you outside of a bowling center.
Yeah.
She told me last night, she goes, man, I really like Shannon. Like, I didn't know I liked Shannon this much, but I like her. She's awesome. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, well, I only ever seen her really when we're competing or on the lanes. And she's super, like, intense and focused, and we didn't really ever talk a lot.
Yeah.
So now, but that's to me bringing Sean in.
Yeah.
Look, the guy gave $1,500 of his own money to these kids for their college futures. But if you watch him on TV, sometimes you might go, "Oh, he seems kind of like yeah, I don't, yeah, right."
Yeah.
But he's a great guy. Like he came here, donated his time. He drove 100 miles out of the way.
Yeah,
he donated
awesome.
$1,500. Like, I'm like. People like they're competing, and there's only so many tournaments that y'all get to compete in annually to earn your living.
Yeah,
so you gotta be focused.
We hear it all the time. Like when we bowl pro-ams, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, you're so fun, you're so nice." And this is actually how Shafani was born with me and Stephanie Johnson. Just the alter ego—not really the alter ego. When we're bowling is kind of our alter ego. The Shafani show is really just who we are. We're fun, we're silly, we love to laugh, we love to meet people, but when people are tuned in, if I had $1 for every time someone says, when you're on TV, you should smile more. I totally get that.
I'd love to be able to do that, but I'm actually
I really, if I win, I promise I'll smile a lot. But yeah, in those moments we're just working. It's almost like telling Roger Federer, hey, when you're playing that match in Wimbledon, you should smile more. It's
right.
It's
you would
intense.
never say that to Roger. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or Josh Allen, who's like the nicest guys we've identified. And Josh, thanks again for tuning in today, supporting the SYC. Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills, who is the league superstar right now, and he's doing so much community work, and he's an amazing human being. When he's in the middle of the game, folks, he's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Playing football against people that want to hurt him.
Yes, he's trying to escape.
Him. Yes. So that is no different than Sean or you bowling on TV at the U.S. Open. You are so into that game and the match that
sometimes you lose yourself in it. Like if you can really focus, just everything around you just kind of fades away, and it's just you doing your thing. And when that happens, you're not sitting there just smiling and. It's just it's not a thing. You're so concentrated. You're doing your thing. You want to do the best that you can in that moment. But when it's over, like this year, the U.S. Open was a little challenging. Doubled and then I split to lose, which stunk.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, the place went silent. They didn't know what to say, and I'm like, it's okay. And then I left the set, and I just crumbled behind a couch and cried for 15 minutes, and then I was over it, and then I was signing autographs. But you're seeing people in their element, trying to win, and it's not always smiles, and that's okay.
All right, Miss Sheena, we got to go.
Gary,
Blair,
thank you.
And we thought Kelly Kulick's coming in.
She is.
Yeah, okay.
She gave me a thumbs up. So.
Listen, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Yep.
I'm going to pass it over to Blair real quick. Take care, everyone.
See you guys.
We'll see you later.
All right, welcome back. We are live from the 2022 Coastal Classic. We're in Planet Fun. I'm Blair Blumenscheid, and I'm joined by Hall of Fame member Kelly Kulick. Kelly?
Hello, SYC fans.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. I'm watching great bowling.
Yeah?
I'm watching ball reaction. I'm watching great attitudes. I'm watching how the kids or the young athletes are attacking the lane. So been enjoyable. I helped out some kids yesterday and did a lot of running for Miss Leanne and so forth. So it's nice to be in the booth and get to watch a little bit from the background.
So Kelly, you've been at Planet Fun all weekend. I have not. This is my first day in Planet Fun. I put up the lane pattern today on the screen. It's very tiny.
Sure.
But you probably have looked it over. Yes. So why don't you talk a little bit about not only what you've seen topography-wise at Planet Fun, but maybe how the kids are trying to attack this pattern and what they've been up to.
Most of the athletes with a very high rev rate, anywhere in the 400 plus range, I've seen much urethane go down the lane. The tendency here at Planet Fun is that the topography is almost like it's going uphill. The fronts tend to go away very, very quickly, and the middles hook. So you have a very large amount of friction. Today's pattern's 41 feet, so that's similar to a very typical house pattern. You see the Christmas tree style graph there and so forth. Volume, I didn't see what the volume was on the graph originally.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's I'm sure it's more of like a 25 milliliter volume.
I can hand it to you because I have it on my phone.
Yep.
Right here.
Let's
so
see.
it is. Here's all the deets.
All right. So here's the full details. All it says is that it's Kegel oil. So it's whatever the house is using. So it could be Logic. It could be something in that area. Let's see. We have a volume of 27.8. So that would make a lot of sense. 41 distance and length upper, getting towards the high end of the mills, just on the median and high end. There's a lot of 2-2s at all the distances, which is going to create a lot of holds. Down the lane, it tapers off front to back. And so there should be misroom to the right. Anywhere in that 41, 42-foot range is in that typical length of that house pattern. There should be miss to the right. But like you said, Blair, because of the topography of the center, there's the middles hook and the fronts hook very much, so it forces the bowlers to play deep inside angles a lot quicker on the fresh, even though for the volume itself. So high friction center, and we can see it by where the athletes are playing.
Totally.
I think the girls like, though, this pattern, the 41-foot, as well gives them a little bit more friction to the right as well, or outside for them, and feels like they can control the pocket a little bit better. But a lot of urethane going down the lane, and then the uniqueness about the SYC Blair is, as you know, the men and the women cross with each other.
Yeah.
So the young ladies see the breakdown much faster than they normally would if they were bowling with each other. And then when they're crossing all over the house with the multiple styles, you know, each
Even
pair
ages.
is going to play different. Yeah.
Like the U12 thrown in there does cause a little bit of a,
Oh, yeah.
We're following this pair that maybe had some plastic, maybe had some urethane.
Yep.
But didn't really have a lot of reactive at that age.
Yeah. Well, watching Jersey bowl yesterday, Jersey has Beatty. She's 8 years old, and she was throwing an electrified down the lane in beautiful form and everything. I think of the U12 division, the ladies that started on 1 and 2 that are in that 8, 9, 10-year-old range, they had reactive resin or urethane.
Yeah.
Urethane.
Yeah, they are throwing urethane.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was our giveaway this week, the pitch black, right? So
Yes, absolutely.
came into play.
Well, I think more and more urethane is a conversation when you're building a tournament arsenal.
Yes.
And even like in the last 2 or 3 years, it's become more of a conversation. And I hear more of the youth athletes bringing it into play at junior gold, because junior gold, you have that 5-ball limit. So you can turn that 5th ball into that spare ball urethane option, which works on so many different patterns, right?
Yes, and that was the one thing, being the head coach this year, when we had our junior Team USA camp, I requested that all the young ladies bring a urethane ball with them to camp. I believe there might have been only 1 or 2 that didn't. Jillian Martin obviously doesn't even use the urethane. She straightens out her reactive ball, but she did have one and so forth. And just to get them comfortable, on the shorter patterns using urethane and seeing how the ball hooks early in front of them, because it's a different shape for the eye to see.
Yeah.
And a lot of people kind of shy away from it because it's something they're not used to seeing. They're used to seeing that hook and recovery in the back, not the early hook in the front part of the lane. But then, as you mentioned, Blair, too, it gives them the ability to learn how to shoot their spares with a urethane piece, because, like you said, they can only travel with 5 balls.
Right.
And if they can use it on the short and as a spare ball, it just gives them another tool in their toolbox to use.
100%. Yeah, so Miss Allison, she just got that Brooklyn there. She bowled great yesterday here, right?
She did.
She was the gold medalist at Planet Fun.
Yes, she averaged 209 in
It's
her
amazing.
division. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so the top bowler, and for anyone watching at home, that's how hard Planet Fun is right now. The top bowler in the U18 girls division, 209 average.
Yeah, and then Andrew over at Little River averaged 245 over there.
Yeah.
And he averaged a good amount over here as well.
He was on a tear yesterday.
He was. I'm just impressed by what the coaches have achieved with their students and how their forms have developed, how the footwork has gotten faster, how they start following the ball and not leading with the feet and then the ball try to catch up. So kudos to all those moms and dads and coaches back home where you sent your kids here to bowl the SYC. It's making a lot of progress. And scores are typically low here. We've seen that in the past.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. But if you're on the same scoring paces as the people you're competing against, if you're all averaging 195, that's a good thing. I mean, there's always going to be that one outlier that might separate themselves from the field and just have that good look. You know, that's always going to happen.
Well, that was a lot of conversations with the group that was bowling in the morning over at Little River yesterday. And they were looking at the scores at Planet Fun. And they were going, oh my goodness, what are we going to? And I had a couple conversations with them about, hey, 180 is good. Like, retrain your brain right now.
Yes.
Like yeah, you're bowling 200s over here, but you're going to go over to Planet Fun and set that marker at, if I get 180, I'm happy. If I get higher than 180, man, I'm really happy.
Yes.
But just try to make the spares and stay clean and hit the pocket and stay out of trouble, right?
I would agree. I'd agree many times the mentality should be about thinking about 9.
Yeah.
Try to get 9, control the pocket, simplify things, let's diagnose what we see. And because the pattern is tough, what I have seen over many, many years is that the athletes feel like they've done something wrong physically.
Yes.
And they try to adjust something physically to adjust the reaction, and that's the wrong thing. You have to have faith and trust in your process of your physical game and delivering the ball from the back of the approach to the foul line, and then try to see the picture in front of you. Just focus really what's happening. You're going to make those 1 or 2 air out shots, bad shots a game along the way. You try to make them acceptable and you miss in the right part of the lane. But however, it's really what's happening in front of them and not what's happening during the release of the ball.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So the bowlers we're watching in front of us, Aaron Perry stepping up on lane 30. And we have Miss Juliana Kerrigan stepping up on lane 29. I do not think she's announced what university that she's going to, but I know that she is in many talks with college programs for the next year. And
well, whoever gets her will be lucky to have her.
Right. Great up-and-coming bowler.
Yep. Brandon Bone is on lane 31.
Absolutely.
He's had, what a year he's had, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What the year the family's had.
No kidding. And he strikes. He bowled great over at Little River. He also bowled great at Planet Fun. He was very hard on himself yesterday. Because, like we talked about, he was shooting 180s.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have a double for a few games.
Yeah.
But he stayed consistent, and then he went over to Little River and got his pins.
When you have all that success, you expect it to come every single time.
Right.
And it can and sometimes cannot. So learning to adjust to that and feeling that and accepting that. And like you said, Blair, see what the scoring pace is.
100%.
If the scoring field is averaging 220 and you're averaging 190, then yes, there are things you can search to find to achieve that. But if you're averaging 190 and the rest of the field's like 192 or 185, you're within the pace of the field, which means it's the same for everybody around.
Yeah.
And I just have to mention, Blair, too, I wish our live stream had smell-o-vision.
Oh, my gosh.
Because right now they're popping fresh homemade
Can we have
movie
a
theater
popcorn delivery to the live stream?
Yeah, so
please.
we
DoorDash, Uber Eats, anything?
We need smell-o-vision
Oh
for
my
the live stream.
gosh, it smells so good. It smells like I'm going to a movie. I'm
Try
ready.
it. Try it outside the door.
I know. We have Miss Anaya Hall up on lane 29 too. She's from Mike Sinnick's area.
Okay.
So, and her dad has done a lot of furthering his education in the sport of bowling to help both Anaya and her little sister, Amina. And so it's fun to see them have some success, and the whole family's learning about bowling together, which is really neat.
Oh, they can grow together.
Yeah.
I watched Anaya yesterday. She finished strong. She had a really good game the last game yesterday. I think it might have actually been on this pair or pair over.
Wow. Yeah.
She bowled really, really good, 220 or so, or 209.
That's great.
And just continue trying to get more comfortable going deeper inside. Again, chasing the lanes with the ball, bowling with the men and the boys.
Yeah, that is the hardest part for girls.
Yep.
It's a spare. The steer is stepping up.
Garrett Andrews, had a nice conversation with him.
Oh yeah, he's a great young bowler too. He's from Texas,
High
and
4'9".
he hasn't been bowling very long, but he's had a lot of success really quick, which
Yes.
is really cool to see.
And he did share with me that at, I think he's 17 or 18.
Yeah.
He's right on that border of
Yeah.
this might being his last year of SYCs.
I think it is.
That
Yeah,
he's been bowling the regional events.
he has. Yeah. Getting his feet wet, and again having success there.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to see. We talk about that because like Juju, who's bowling on this pair, she's gone out and she's done some PTQs on the PWBA tour.
Mm-hmm.
So these kids, not only are they traveling and learning at the youth level and getting as much experience as they can, they're not afraid to go get their feet wet
Yes.
at the professional level too. And what a better time. I mean, man, when you go out and you don't, of course there's pressure and you feel a little nervous, but it's completely different when you're doing it just to learn.
Yes.
You know you're there. You hope you can have success, but it's not the same, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, you can read every book possible about the game itself. You can watch YouTube videos and read articles on the internet and handheld books. But until you actually go out and do it and go through that actual real life experience, that's the best experience overall, best learning
100%.
plateau at all. So
I could not agree with you more.
Ethan Collar, he was a medal winner this morning too.
He was, yeah. I don't have a bio for Ethan. I can't brag about Ethan. You also see Rylan Breeze to the right on 31. He's a past SYC champion. He just moved to Vegas.
I heard that. I asked
Yeah.
him if he was bowling team trials,
Oh yeah.
and he said he was because
Good.
now he lives there, so it's a lot closer.
Yeah. That's great. There's a lot of bowling that I think you'll discover in the state of Nevada.
Well, you have access to a lot of great pro shops.
Yeah,
Ken Keegan and Kathy Keegan Logo Infusion is located out there,
totally.
so I'm sure he'll be
Talking to
increasing his wardrobe.
Yeah.
And then, the different variety of bowling centers. Most of it's the Brunswick Pro-Am lane, but there's a few centers that you can go to that have the AMS services. So, and a lot of the professional athletes who are coaching out there, the Taryn Tang,
Yeah.
Marshall Kent was out there.
Yeah.
Jake Peters, so many great athletes that they can relate to and learn from.
And it does become kind of a pit stop too. Now that some of the like a Darren or Jake Peters, like when they live there, other professionals stop there, especially international players, right? Like I've Chris Sloan was spending quite a bit of time in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Because he can't quite get back to his home country all the time. So then you get even more access to.
Well, and the benefit of that too, it's funny, we always talk about Vegas, it's the place that never sleeps. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But if you're a late night person, you can go at 1 o'clock in the morning
bowl.
and find a bowling center that gives you open play.
Yeah.
So it really can suit any schedule, any lifestyle.
Yeah.
Great food, great atmosphere, major league teams.
Totally. Yeah.
And then, like you said, hopefully they have an extra spare room for me to stay when I pass through. Let's see. Juliana, Juju. How did you guys name Juju? The nickname?
I think it's just the first two letters of her name. I'm not
Okay.
sure. I don't know if there's a story behind it. We just call her Juju.
And this young lady on 29.
Sierra, yeah.
Sierra, wow, does she roll the ball really phenomenal.
Yes, she does. She's from New York.
Of course.
Yeah. She's got the Painful Lanes Pink Spare Ball, too. I'm sorry, the Striking Out Breast Cancer.
Yeah.
And that is the classic live stream. Jinx, Sierra, you can thank Kelly and myself
You're welcome.
for the Jinx. We brag about you. You missed your spare.
It wasn't intentional.
That's our fault. So she was the 2022 High School Bowler of the Year
Okay.
in New York. She's from Lake Ronkonkoma in New York.
It sounded perfect to me.
Okay, that sounds good to me too. 2022 top high school female average on Long Island. And her best friend is a past SYC champ,
Okay, and that is?
Amanda Najokis.
Aha.
Great bowler. She's at Vandy now.
Yeah. A lot of great bowlers at Vandy.
Yeah, there are.
Need to reach out to the head coach, Josie Barnes, and just catch up about how the ladies are doing. So if you make Team USA athletes out there that are watching and listening to parents, when you make the junior Team USA, the kids are required to fill out what's called a JOT form. Once a month, it's just to kind of check in. An accountability sheet takes about 5 to 10 minutes to fill out, and it just gives me, and then they do 2 videos for me. So I can see their progress.
Yeah.
I can talk to their college coaches and reach out to them too. And it's just an updated version so I can keep track of my athletes.
Now, I think something that might be interesting for parents is to hear, so if they have a youth athlete who has their dream is to be a member of Junior Team USA, what are the steps to make Junior Team USA for anyone that may not know?
The most obvious way is at your local center. They'll have local qualifiers for both the age divisions for men and women, or the young boys and young girls. And then depending on how many entries you have will determine how many kids qualify from that qualifier
and then that goes on to Junior Gold,
and then
correct?
Once you make it there, you excel to the national competition, which next year will be in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yes.
So that's one way. Then after so many entries, that's how they all get to Junior Gold. The other way of making Junior Team USA, and a lot of parents, is even though you qualify at different times, you're still for that season, is through the team trials in Las Vegas. So it's the National Amateur Championships, which qualify the adults for the team. However, it also has a few slots for our Junior Team USA. So the only difference is, or the only, I should say, red line, is that we have something called our U15 development team. So the kids in the U15 division, we take the top 4 young boys and top 4 young girls in Junior Gold based on where they qualify, and then when they make the match play and the finals roll off, we'll take 4 from that division. They do not make the junior team. However, they can qualify for the junior team at team trials.
Gotcha.
So technically, you could be on the U15 team as well as the Junior Gold team, and we've had some players do that. Jillian Martin had been on both.
Yeah.
There's been a few. I know Jordan is going to, or Layden is going to bowl this year. I can't think of his name at the moment. It's escaping my mind, but yeah. So that's the ability. I find Junior Gold to be much harder, and the reason being is because you're traveling to multiple centers. B, the squad times are at very unique times of the day.
Yeah.
And then you are bowling in your age division, which is a good thing, but you're only allowed 5 bowling balls.
And I say this all the time, and I don't know if you'll agree with me. And I almost feel like I'm disrespecting you by saying this, but I really believe that Junior Gold is the hardest tournament in bowling.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just so hard. You don't know the patterns. You have 5 balls. You're traveling around, like you mentioned. It's different times of the day.
Yeah.
So you may be bowling at 7 a.m., which who practices at 7 a.m.? I hope you practice at 7 a.m. if you have a 7 a.m. squad.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a lot of wear and tear on the parents.
Yeah.
And so forth. Whereas team trials, you're in the same center all week long. The men and women alternate squads. So when the women start in the morning, they'll bowl the afternoon session next time.
Yeah.
You can bring unlimited amount of bowling balls. So there's no restrictions. And most often enough, you're bowling with a lot of the professional bowlers and the highly skilled amateurs. So if you're lost, you can kind of line up off of them and have it and get even better reaction by competing with people that are at a higher level, skill level than you are.
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like we said, Junior Gold is a great event.
Yes.
And it is that staple in the bowling community that it feels good to make it to Junior Gold, right? If you've
like
never
you said,
qualified,
winning that, it's like winning the Olympics.
it is. Like it's just a brutal week, but it's a great week.
Yes.
So, but team trials is interesting, and I have seen in recent years more and more youth athletes signing up and bowling team trials.
We do. The men always sell it pretty much every year, and every year the amount of entries on the ladies' side increases. So that's good.
Yeah.
Especially for the collegiate girls, many of them have the collegiate event that follows up right after team trials.
Right.
So it's a good warm-up. And a lot of the pros, I don't know if they're going to continue to have a resume as a factor to being chosen for Team USA. I know Coach Brian has talked to the players saying that, if you want to be on Team USA, you got to bowl trials.
Right.
So it's a very good warm-up, whereas the men usually start within a week or two after that event. And we bowl on some challenging patterns as well.
Yeah, totally. But you
All
mean
right.
you don't bowl on house shots?
Yeah, no. What is a house shot anymore?
I
don't even
know, yeah. Well, actually, someone asked us recently, well, what's the house shot at Storm? And I go, we don't really have a house shot. We use a pattern.
Yeah.
Like, I think Beaten Path is the one that we usually put down
Yes.
as our house shot.
Oh, high on the head pin, 610. Let's see, we got Ian on lane 31.
He was another bowler that over at Little River, he had a 288 game, I think, and he had he had the front 10, and then the next game he had the front 7.
Wow.
So he was bowling exceptionally at Little River.
Yes.
And his game is just so good. So solid. So clean. So young.
So.
Yeah. And Mom and Dad are here cheering him on this weekend. It's always good to see them.
Yep.
Also, Justin Bone is filming him. He's part of the crew. So
The crew.
The crew. I really like Allison's game.
Yeah.
And I jinxed her. She missed right. But I really do. I like the way she gets out of it. So, hard worker.
Yep. Ethan back up to catch William in one of his shots, too. Be curious to see the amount of two-handers in the field.
Yeah. You know what I said a couple years ago? And no one from the USPC must be listening to me on live stream.
Oh, there's William.
I would be curious to see on your USPC membership card when you fill it out every year an extra checkbox of one hand, two hand.
Mm-hmm.
We select left, right, but we don't select.
Well, I thought we do on our membership. I think we do for nationals.
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're filling out the entry for nationals.
Yeah.
I do believe
Maybe
that's
we
a good point. And actually, I do believe for the PWA, I believe that's on one of our registrations.
I think it is.
Entry fee.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good point. That'd be something to add into.
Yeah, because then you could track it as a full
Database,
membership body. Like, how many two-handed bowlers are there truly in the field? And I bet the youth numbers would skew the adult numbers, right? Because this youth, this generation,
50%.
Absolutely,
Especially
right?
on the young men's side, yes.
It's got to be. It's unbelievable. And then the ladies, there's more and more. I saw another young lady today. I was going through in practice, and there's another two-handed young lady I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's always a new one.
Yeah.
I love it.
Forgive me for yawning out there, folks. I was up early to watch the sunrise this morning, and it's catching up to me.
Kelly's getting her beach time in this weekend.
Yep.
When she can. She's been hardworking. You are always one of our great players that we bring to one of the events because you're always doing everything you possibly can.
I like to multitask. One young gentleman yesterday, I felt bad. He couldn't get his thumb in the ball away. I was like, well, that's problematic. You have to be able to put your thumb in. So I quickly went to the pro shop and worked it out just to get one of them in. So made it a little bit better. All right. Naya's going to be up on the right lane. She's at like a 180 pace right now.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of high scores this game. Maybe the pair to your right, where the boys seem to have figured out something, but they've seemed to also filled their strikes with some opens before and after, which I hear does not keep your score high.
No.
I've heard that.
Every spray you miss, you need to throw a three-bagger to make up for it. And Garrett right now is a little bit lost.
Yeah.
He's gone through the gamut of bowling balls. Ethan Collier here, this ball, I have to say I'm not crazy about its reaction watch. It's going to strike. Yep, see? Of course.
Okay, so you brought up Garrett, and this is the fun of Planet Fun. So Garrett bowled 240-something his first game.
Okay.
So he had a great look, right? He comes to this next pair completely different because Rylan had 170 the first game.
Okay.
And so you see him, he has some a split, and then it looked like an errant shot. But other than that, he's clean. He has a 4-bagger. Let's see what he'll do here.
Almost run away, Brooklyn.
Right. So I think this pair, and I heard the end pairs in this house are tricky.
That's a polite way of saying it, yes. If you ever bowl at Planet Fun, lane 1 hooks 8 to 10 more than lane 2. So just don't even second guess it, move. And then lane 32 seems to have a hang spot down the lane. 31 hooks. It's very challenging.
I think this bowling center, you just said something that's very important, and especially for kids, right?
Mhm.
Don't second guess.
Mhm.
What you see is probably what you get most of the time, and this center is probably a candidate for if you've ever learned to throw one ball on one lane and one ball on the other. This
Yes.
might be a house that may happen.
Yeah. There's been occasions where we call it two-balling it. You
Yeah.
know, one lane just plays so much differently. I just saw at the last PWA show, I want to say one of the young ladies on the show used 2 different balls. She used one on the right and something different on the left.
Was it Bree?
Might have been Bree. Yes, it was.
Brianna uses. She does that a lot.
She does that a lot, yep.
Yeah.
And I've seen Danielle do it a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, the lanes are always installed to be within specifications and to be even left to right, front to back for every pattern. And that's and the friction itself. So JJ, John Januitz, taught us this with the ladies tour. It's like the most important factor about playing the lane is that not what condition is down there, but the history of the center itself. So the center here, the lanes are on the more seasoned side, veteran side. They're a little bit older, high friction center. AMF HPL, I believe, or SPL. So again, high friction there.
Yep.
And all we know it's Kegel oil. So if they're using a more thicker viscosity oil, the ball will slow down even sooner.
Yeah.
Typically on this, you'd want to use something like ice.
Yeah.
You want it to try to get down the lane as far as possible. So that's the oil conditioner I would use for the center. All right, what do we got? Anaya, again, still working on that 180 pace.
So we have a comment in the chat that I love. Goodman, our buddy from California.
Yep.
He says he's still amazed at how much composure these young bowlers have.
Yeah.
Which I would agree. And most of the time, I mean, you will see every once in a while, everyone that's passionate about something, right? You're going to see a little bit of anger, frustration. It's going to happen.
We do it too, yeah.
Right, it's going to happen. But for the most part, these kids are just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, they are way beyond their years. So it's fun to watch.
Very well respected. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Mannerisms galore.
Ian Harmon spares that to be in the 200s. He's got a 201. He can get to 211. Garrett's striking out to try to salvage this game.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I mean, if he strikes out here, he can get to 160 or 170. I can't see.
I believe
eyes.
if he strikes out here, he gets to 171.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. That's a note. I got to get my eyes checked too, Blair.
I tell you what, you come into bowling centers and you really remember. I have my glasses on and I still can't see these. This is brutal.
I'm so sorry. I keep yawning. I slept pretty good last night.
We're going to get Kel a coffee in the break.
I think so, yeah.
Or popcorn. Popcorn or coffee?
Well, coffee would be better.
Yeah.
Popcorn would definitely taste better. Ooh, a little curvature. All right, Brandon's working on a double. He can strike out for 236.
Yeah, so we talk about salvaging a game, right? So Garrett had 4 opens. If I'm reading this, 4 opens, and he bowled 160, which
5.
Oh, you're right, 5
4
opens.
splits and 1 missed.
Yeah, 5 opens, 160. So that's a great salvaged game. Could have been a lot. Like he would have had to go and gain a lot more pins.
Yeah.
But that was a great just mental toughness, right? Like showing that, you know what, I'm not going to give up. Which today is PBA Junior Day.
Yeah.
So how fitting, because today the top bowler in each division, the gold medalist, will get an extra scholarship from our friends at PBA Junior.
Nice.
And they award the Never Give Up scholarship. So often we've had kids that have bowled really rough rounds,
Okay.
and they come back and they may have a killer round. Like
Yeah.
one time we had a guy that was minus, I want to say it was minus 100 or minus 200, and he was plus at the end of his Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Listen, it's never over until the last ball's thrown.
it is not. Because he bowled like 300, 280. He just went on like a tear. Like it was unbelievable.
It happens.
Yeah. Brandon finishes up with a 223 game.
You could tell all the good scoring bowlers from the last day are here because it seems like the pace is a little slower.
It is a little, yes. They are more intentional.
Yes. Good word.
It's the last 5 games, right? So this is it. Like,
Yeah.
at the end of there's no match play.
This is game 2, so they have 3 more after this.
Right. Oh, look at, hey, do you throw messengers like Ethan just
No.
did? Can we ask him how to do that?
I maybe throw 2 a year.
Ethan, we would like a lesson.
Yeah.
Could you teach us how to do that? Please.
Now, Daria, she throws many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Verity throw many? Does
Yeah,
she
she
get
does.
some? Yeah,
She's got that great heavy ball roll,
Yeah.
so she's able to get the ball to go off the sidewall.
I could totally see her throwing some. I usually have the fun rolling ones that stop right before they hit the pin. I get those. Another bowler that had a great day, William Smith.
Yes.
He bowled great yesterday. It's very, very solid to advance on. Nice shot by Juju.
You said this is Sierra?
Sierra.
Thank you.
Yes.
There's so many new faces
Such
I've not seen before.
Her name is so pretty too. It's Cira.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said just some new faces that I haven't seen before.
Yeah, we do have some new faces in here this
Yeah?
time. Yeah. Lots of there were. I think the announcement was 40-some new bowlers at this event.
Wow.
Yeah. And 20 different states.
Two more frames to close off game number 2.
Yes. At Planet Fun. Where the fun happens.
Where the fun happens. You can't come here and not find something to do between the bumper cars,
Oh, it's unbelievable.
laser tag,
Yeah.
video games. They just brought in 3 brand new pool tables yesterday.
Ugh. I would bowl league here. I would. Even though it's challenging, I would bowl league here. So we got a shout out for Juju from Miss Faye. She's watching at home. Proud nanny. Thanks for tuning in this Sunday. Juju's bowling pretty good. We have a shout out for the Mid-Atlantic JBT kids. Many of them made the cut. They did, and I believe, well, you see Andrew Blaney just to the left. It's just off screen. Hopefully we'll see some others throughout the day. There are many in the fields. Aaron Perry, he got on that one a little bit. The intentionalness. There's lots of intentionalness. There's thought and thinking. Actually, I think Gary distracted Allison. So, Allison, you can blame Gary for the pause in your bowling. He was talking to her.
Micah struggling a little bit.
He was not struggling at the beginning of the game, but then he had that weird break on 28 where it was almost a 7-9, and it's just kind of been weird since then.
Oh, little ducky. I like it. It's the quack jersey.
We got a duck jersey coming
Matthew
this
Kiker.
way. Matthew Kiker. I like it.
Yep.
That's a cool one.
It's a chick magnet.
Oh, that's funny.
That's a good one.
That is a good one, Kel.
I thought so.
Your future in broadcasting has been secured.
I appreciate that. Live from Charlotte.
Exactly.
Oh, Naya. Oh, she made the move. Good. She went further left. It's got to keep going a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's, as you mentioned earlier, bowling with the boys, the moves are quicker, right? And I don't think girls are always as used to that.
Well, I think we internalize a lot of things thinking that we did something wrong ourselves, you know?
Yeah, often. Like Haley Lindley, her shot, I'd move on that. That was a great shot.
Oh, has to.
Yeah, went Brooklyn. Hopefully she's making a little move there. Kayla Starr, I heard, who's stepping up just to the left of Anaya, she was doing the 2-ball plan this game. I'm not sure if she actually did it, but that was the thought process, was trying to do 2 balls.
Alrighty.
Yep. .31 and 32 has started. Mr. Aiden Furukawa, I forgot my backpack in Ohio. Have you ever done that? Have you forgot anything going to a tournament? That's like necessity?
Not really.
No.
No.
Aiden?
I did have one thing though. I will say one. I did forget. I drilled a ball when I was going overseas, and I did not complete putting the it in.
Oh.
And I thought I had the tools in my bag, and when I was in Colombia, I did not have the tools. So luckily, there was an employee of USBC that was coming to Colombia for our event, and I asked if that individual could bring the tools and he did, and I was so grateful. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's just, I'm a big proponent of ensuring that the kids are prepared.
Yes.
You know, have extra thumbs, have enough thumb tape, have tools with you, have a bevel knife, I call it the thingy pulley outer thingy. You know, a rasp or something to remove something, and then have some sandpaper or some steel skate in order to sand down the thumb hole itself. Have extra pair of grips that are larger, that are smaller. So I'm a big, leader of saying be prepared for anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Aiden's ever going to forget his backpack again.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I've given him enough of a hard time myself.
Well, someone left this cow blanket. That's the only reason why I'm using it right now.
Someone left a fan yesterday, too. That was a good fan. Did someone claim it?
I don't know. But someone also had a big jar of ibuprofen. I was going to take that, but then it was picked up. So.
Yeah. Aaron Perry on 29 is having a great game here. He's going to get into the 2-0s.
Okay.
Very solid. Had a split first frame, which could have been anything, moved to a new pair. And one more open, and he's just been clean through the rest of the game.
Yep.
204. I would take that all day long.
So would I.
I'm loving this new I Am Bowling jersey that Jonathan is wearing on 32. You're going to see it in a minute.
The
Very
palm trees?
small. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like striped on the top, but has the palm trees on the bottom. I love it. I think it's great.
I do too.
Oh, I'm yawning.
I'm sorry, it's my fault.
You're spreading the yawns.
I know. After this game, folks, I gotta go get some more coffee. I got one. Thank you.
Kelly needs coffee.
I need coffee.
Kelly needs some coffee.
Little caffeine fix. Java Joe.
You need coffee, right?
I do.
Do you need to jump out? So
Probably so. Who's gonna come in for the next round?
I'm not sure. We'll take a very short break at the end of this, and we'll chat with Gary at the end of this game.
Oh, proud nanny here, watching Juju. All right, 204, 181, possible 204 for Allison.
And Juju is finishing up this game. I don't think she's very pleased with her game right now.
I think, yeah, the 7-9 was the turns.
Yeah. But she'll end this game and go on and do her Juju self down there. She'll turn on the Juju.
Good shot, Allison.
Yeah, maybe you go get caffeinated for a game and come back in game
I can
4.
do that. Yep, I can do that.
Yeah, maybe we could have you and Shannon both in here. Potentially. We'll see. We'll see what we got. You never know, people.
I wasn't sleepy yesterday because I kept moving.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. I'm in a chair.
You got a blanket.
I've got a blanket
You're
for my
cozy.
legs to stay warm. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. But
You're
I'm
gonna
also
take a
better
little
off when
catnip.
I'm moving.
Yeah.
Sierra's looking for her first strike of this game. Oh, almost gets it. Good solid hit, 4-pin leave for the 9 count.
This looks hard.
It
I
does.
don't want to be bowling today.
No.
I'm good watching.
Yeah.
I'm good cheering on these bowlers.
Tommy Jones is in the building, and he's been coaching one of the youth bowlers competing here this weekend. And he even said after practice, he goes, Kelly goes, they don't look easy. And I said, yeah, Tommy, they don't.
No, they do not look easy. Especially here. And
Yeah.
even Little River, the way that they were attacked, I believe made them a little more challenging.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the parents and bowlers were telling me after, they're like, this was a lot harder than practice.
Yeah.
And I go, I thought so too. It's a lot more striking in practice. Sierra's going to make a ball change. And we are going to take a very, very short break. We're going to switch out some commentators and we'll be right back.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the broadcast. Blair and Kelly probably killed it there in game number 2 for you guys. And now we're bringing in the lady that does the work for the SYC, Miss Leanne. Hi, Miss Leanne. How are you today?
Doing good.
So, welcome back. We've got a new group of kids in front of us on 2930. We will go to that camera so you can take a look. And Key Lime Pie Trentler, is he on this pair?
I think he is. I talked to him this morning. I said, Nate, you made us a wonderful, yummy key lime pie.
Yeah.
And he said, I did. I go, we loved it. He's like, oh, thank you.
We all shared it last night at our house, and it was wonderful.
I said, we're going to have a bake-off because there's another, Gavin Murray is a cook. And so I said we could have a bake-off.
Leanne, how's the event going from your perspective?
I think good. I think, although I see some stressing, I think kids are trying really hard, and they're just, I know how they feel, but I think everyone is doing good. I think maybe the scores are a little bit higher today. I'm not sure. What have you seen so far after 2 games?
You know, I have seen, first of all, I'm impressed with all the youth athletes and their composure and trying to figure it out, because no one's bowled on this oil pattern before, like ever, so it's new from our friends at Kegel, and I just feel like they're hard, pair to pair. So you get lined up on one pair, right, and then you move pairs, and then it's like totally lost.
Yes.
And that seems to be the way of Planet Fun. It presents a challenge for these tournament players. Yeah, that's my take on it.
I agree.
Anything happening? You've been running the show here. It's going successful that way?
Yes. This is a great tournament. We have lots of support. Mr. McCall gave me the donation from the city of Charlotte, and he also gave me a donation from Mr. and Mrs. McCall. And they're very generous, and they love giving back to youth bowling. And so, yeah, lots of support from this tournament.
And the town of Charlotte, of course, always helping out. They're great hosts.
Yeah, and we structure the tournament pretty basic, and any storm covers the tournament, and any additional donations that we receive, we have some really great supporters, and like the city of Charlotte donated $2,500, and Sean Rash donated $1,500 from a promotion that he did for 900 Global, and that money goes just directly, it's just added to the scholarship fund, so we don't take anything out of it, or it doesn't go into any tournament expenses or anything, and so the kids just get a total boost into the scholarship fund, which is great.
Great.
Christine Sheen, our longtime friend, her son has bowled the SYC the last 5 years. Harley Sheen, Christine and her business in California, Quality Respite Healthcare, and she makes donations, and we just add it straight to the scholarship fund. So.
Yeah, so the kids are bowling for quite a bit of scholarship money, but we always think the SYC is a lot more than that. We're about giving back and raise money for Ballard versus the Big C.
Yes.
Folks going through a tough go during, a period of their life. And so Ballard versus Big C, our charity of choice.
This weekend, the SYC families, their entries into this tournament, we'll be sending a check to Ballard versus the Big C for $1,920, which will go into extended cancer care for patients going through cancer. So there's a lot more than just the competition, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We like to say it's the 3 C's. Competition, obviously, people are coming to bowl. But then there is the charity part of it. Dell and Carolyn have been at a lot of our events, we do Ballarders, the Big C raffles and stuff like that. So we have the charity. And then almost like most importantly, we have the camaraderie with all the families, and the kids have made friends across the country. And so there's a lot of good stuff that goes into an action-packed weekend.
Key lime goes a little high on 29.
Just a little. It's a longer pattern than yesterday. Oh, wait. Shorter and more volume, I think.
Yes.
Yesterday was longer with less volume. They they burnt up really quick yesterday. It was a lower volume 43-foot pattern, and today I think it's a higher volume 41, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
And one of the Murrays came to me and said, "Why are we bowling on the same pattern as yesterday?" And I walked him over to the board, and I said, "Let's take a look." Yesterday was 23 mils and 43 feet.
Right.
And today's 41 feet with 29 mils.
So totally different.
Not the same pattern.
Totally different.
Not the same pattern. So we had a cute conversation. It's like, why? Why are you doing the same pattern? I'm like,
nope.
We don't. Our friends at Kegel design different ones.
Pattern number 3 for the weekend.
Yep. Jeff Collins is in the chat. What's up, Jeff? How are you?
Jeff probably knows Bryant. I think Bryant is from Jeff's old area in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. I think Bryant is a Georgia boy.
I like Bryant's game. He's good. Dan, this is the only tournament of the year, and we have 9 events. It's the only tournament of the year where there's a cut to the field. But that is because we use 2 centers in this part of our country, and to accommodate as many kids as we can. And Little River Lanes, who we love, they're fantastic.
Yes.
Tony Todd and Mike Albert and the crew, Daryl, my guy over there, they're just so nice and awesome. They cannot have an event on Sunday there in their center, and so we only do the event Friday. They get a practice round, and then on Saturday they bowl their all day tournament. Yeah, 2 rounds over there.
They've been a wonderful host.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Co-host.
Yeah.
And because Planet Fun is only 32 lanes, we don't normally go to 32 lane centers just because the demand is so high. So using another center helped us bring more boulders to the area.
Yep. Which is great for it's a great place to bring your family. It's this whole area. We love Ocean Isle Beach, and we love the town of Charlotte, and we just love this whole area.
Everyone loves it here. I don't think there's a family, because there's a lot of families who will take a little vacation down here, and everyone loves it. There's a lot to do for everybody.
Absolutely. And you and I joke we're going to stay here. We're not going to go back.
I heard you're trying to get a job at Planet Fun. You want to help Mr. McCall.
Yeah.
You like it here so much.
Yeah, he's pretty. The McCall family is awesome.
Actually, maybe you just want to be a part of the McCall family.
Yeah. I would like Brian and Miss Sue, if you're listening, I would like to be adopted by you.
Well, they have, their kids are all in college now. They have 3 children, 2 daughters, and their son Chandler. And but they're hands-on owners at this bowling center. Like Miss Sue made all of the food for the Friday night beach party, and Brian said he's got to run to the store to get, so they're all in on their little family-owned bowling center. But they have a great staff here.
Yes, they do. And Jeff and Keith and Tommy, who's taking care of the lanes.
They're here all weekend.
They're like killing it.
And they've been here the same. I mean, it must say
6
something
years.
for the McCalls. They are the same employees every year, and we don't see that at all the bowling centers that we go to. And it's nice because they welcome us back and they know what to expect. I mean, they're so great to work with.
Yes, they are. Jeff says hello to all of us, and he knows Bryant very, very well. So Jeff, we like Bryant, and we like his game, and there you have it. So, anyone impressing you on this pair? There's a lot of talented players.
There's a couple guys that I haven't really watched bowl before. Like
you see their names.
I think,
you see they're doing
yeah,
well.
but I don't really. Sometimes I don't get to sit and watch too much, and yeah, I enjoy watching the kids. This was a sad story. So there's an emotional little U12 boy, Trevor Mason, who's really good. He just won his first SYC. I think he's only 9 years old.
Oh,
9 or 10.
Yeah.
He won in the Idaho SYC. He won, but he's an emotional little kid. He's two-handed. He just, he's very animated. Well, he's down there in game 2, and he leaves the baby split, and he throws a pretty good shot at it with his spare ball, and he went right in between the baby split. He was like, "What just happened to me?"
With his spare ball?
Yeah, it just curved, like it was very, just, he's two-handed, so it curves a little bit, but that he needed a timeout after that. I felt bad for him because he was amazed, but then he was like, started to get a little emotional.
Oh, wow.
So I'm hoping his day turns around a little bit.
He's bowled a lot of our events.
He's bowled a lot. His mom and his grandma and his little sister, they drive a lot of miles. They live in Texas, so they have to get out of Texas, which sometimes takes a whole day.
Yeah.
And then they drive to the tournament. His dad comes sometimes. We have a brother-sister duo bowling today. There's a couple sibling families that are, bowling. Siblings both made the cut today. Joshua Morgan and his little sister Taylor Morgan is in the U12, the QD division. Good shot, Nate, for a big double.
I like Brendan's game here on lane 30.
Pretty smooth.
He is smooth power. Straight up power with no effort. It's pretty good. Leon, you catching a flight home tonight?
I am flying home tomorrow.
Very nice.
Not until the morning flight was extremely expensive, and we're not staying too close to the airport. So our flight is at 2 o'clock. I'm going to try to hit the outlet mall tomorrow morning.
Beautiful.
How about you?
I will take you there because I'm taking you to the airport, so I'll take you there.
You're taking a little vacation day and playing a little golf here in Myrtle Beach, maybe?
I am. I don't know what cities we're playing in, but...
well, if you're in Myrtle Beach and if you love golfing and you have the chance to spend a day, good on you. Good for you. I'm going to take our son home. He has to go to school.
That's right.
So.
Any predictions on who's winning today?
Well, I would like to look it up after 2 games. Andrew Blaney had a big lead yesterday.
I can pull up on our scoreboard here.
I think all the other divisions were, up for grabs, so to speak. He had the largest lead. So, is this current?
Let's go take a look at Andrew Blaney.
I mean, he had, I think, 100 and something pin lead.
So this appears to be Andrew Blaney is, 280 over?
I don't know if this is up to...
He's not really having the best of day today.
Can you go to the Planet Fun Finals round?
Yep, let me go to that. Our friends at Bowl Metrics. Here's today's leaders. Brandon Bone, Ryan Schultz. Bryce.
So,
Bryce, who's bowling on the pair in front of us right now on our featured pair. Van Hafen.
So, Andrew might be giving everyone a small chance to maybe make it exciting.
Yeah, he's not enjoying them right yet.
Has he been around here yet?
He's on lane 1 and 2 right now.
Well, he's probably not enjoying himself this game. That pair yesterday was really tricky.
Andrew bowled 180 and 160 the first 2 games.
Well, maybe going to 1 and 2 will turn things around then. The people who went yesterday from this end to that end did not enjoy the difference. So maybe he wants the difference.
Let's look at the U18 girls real quick.
That was kind of close. Yeah, let's see what's going on there.
So Rachel Moore leading today.
258 game 2.
Haley Lindley. Aliano.
I think that division is up for grabs.
Morgan Klein. Mary Beth Baker. Some usual suspects.
All very talented girls.
Yeah. Go back to some bowling. Anyway, if you're at home and you want to see how your favorite bowler is faring, our friends at Bowlmetrics do all the scoring. Go to bowlmetrics.com, look up SYC Coastal Classic, and then just pick an age. You can check them all out, right?
Yep.
And as you call it, the cutie division, but it's the U12 division.
Well, they are. Oh my gosh, they all have beautiful bows in their hair.
Yeah, on the girls' side.
Jerseys.
On the girls' side, they're all dressed up, ready to roll.
So cute.
And really talented as well.
Yeah, U12 boys are looking good too. We got a couple new faces in the U12 boys. Verde and Tyler and just a couple new names. We might have a couple new winners here this weekend. You know how much I love that.
Excited to see.
Yes. The cool Coastal Classic trophy. Our trophies are represent the state that we're bowling in, and this tournament is a 2-state trophy. So we have North and South Carolina trophy.
Yep. Charlotte is in North Carolina, and so just south of us is our companion center in Little River.
Yes.
Little River Lanes. Thanks for visiting.
Brendan is having a tough time. He's in like the right spot. He's just got some split action, so maybe a little ball change. It seems like he's close.
Yeah, I think he needs to go a little left.
So I heard a good lesson yesterday that happened yesterday. I heard it today. But one of our U18 girls was struggling, and Kira Magsom. She didn't bowl very good at Little River.
Okay.
And then she came over here and was kind of struggling. And Mr. Keegan, he's a pro shop operator as well as the owner of I Am Bowling, and he refit Kira last year, and so he works with her sometimes when her family gets to Las Vegas and stuff. So he went down, she was struggling, and he said, "What's your weakest ball?" Because, you know, they were really hard yesterday here at Planet Fun, and there was a lot of hook and early hook. And
yep.
So she said, "I have a Zen." And he's like, "That's not a weak ball." He goes, "What do you have weaker than a Zen?" And she said, "Well, I don't really have anything that weak." And he said, "Do you have a mix? Your spare ball?" And she said, "Yeah, but I'm not going to throw that." And he goes, "Just try it. Give me a chance and just try it." And she goes, "Oh, if it doesn't work, it's your fault." And he goes, Yep, but will you at least try it?" And she bowled her bad shots, he said, were a 3-pin. And she bowled really good the last 2 games, and she made the cut here today because she tried throwing a spare ball as her, you know, he just said, "Let's get you lined up around 8, 9, 10. And he just kept her out of trouble, and she learned how to throw something she would have never tried.
Well done, Coach
and
Kenny.
She has, you know, she's one of our, I would say, higher rev rate girls. You know,
Absolutely.
She has very good rotation on her ball, and she could throw. And I'm like, well, she could have a urethane ball in her bag. So I don't know if anyone saw that shot. But doesn't he remind you of Belmo when he throws a shot like that? He gets the hand up like that. And
yeah, you're talking about Aiden on lane 31.
Yeah.
He does when he brings his own bowling equipment to the event, but
he forgot his shoes.
This time he left his bowling shoe bag or whatever at home.
He just posted his shot a la Belmo.
He did.
And I believe he just bowled 259.
Yeah, that's a good game.
So
that'll move him up the rankings.
He looks a little happier today than he was yesterday.
He had a big struggle yesterday.
Well, when you leave your shoe bag at home in Ohio and you're in North Carolina and you have to go to the pro shop and buy a new pair of shoes, any of them that'll fit you, probably not going to get comfy too quickly.
This is your guy over here on 31, huh?
Josh.
Yeah.
Always in it. He is like
Don't
maybe
you just love
always
his game?
in the
He's
top 10.
always,
yeah. And the U18 boys is our, biggest division. We have the most entries in that division.
Yep.
And he's kind of always in the top 10.
Yep.
Which is pretty impressive. Game 3 coming to an end. 2 more, and then we'll give away some trophies, some medals.
What's your favorite part?
I love watching people win.
You know, Shannon O'Keefe said the exact same thing. She says, I always get very emotional when I watch people, all their hard work pay off and they win something like this, a big national tournament like this.
See?
And I said, Leanne too, she cries all the time.
I do.
Yeah,
I cry when people win a golf tournament. I mean, like every sport or whatever, we watch a lot of sports in our house. I love it. There's always a good story. I love a good sports story.
Nate is taking the play 'em straight to a new level.
Yeah. Good shot.
Soft 10.
That was a good little game. He's not getting his hits. That was a good little game. Braden Maskley. He bowled quite a few SYCs. Right now he's like 9 spare strike, 9 spare strike, 9 spare strike. He doesn't like lane 29. Striking every time on lane 30. He's left a couple 10 pins.
Covers that spare. He's got what I call a pro game going.
He does.
He's got that pro clean game going. Just working away.
Let's see what Joseph's got going on. He's working on a strike. Not a bad game. Not a bad shot either. Gets it right. It's a little too far right. He got that one in. Kind of held a little bit, but 4-pin was very makeable spare.
Kathy's in the chat. Dylan, her son, she provided
think
a lot of.
Not here, is she?
No, she's at home. But
yesterday,
yesterday, Dylan had the front 10,
and they were great.
And like, the 11th was great and left a solid 10. Right?
Yeah, it was such a great game.
And
I watched it. It was right by the front desk.
Right by the front desk, and the owner of Planet Fun, Mr. McCall, was watching, and he said, it is very rare that anyone bowls 300 in his bowling center, and Dylan had a
very good chance.
Yeah, wonderful shot.
Yeah, he bowled really good. Yeah, and he's bowling here today. I think he's just to our left. He might be
just to our left.
coming through, Kathy.
He had some spare issues a game or so ago when I walked by him. So hopefully he righted that ship.
Well, Braden did not strike on the right lane, so you know what that means?
He's going to strike on the left lane.
Totally will strike on the left lane now, and he's going to be mad. He's going to go, I finally hit my bad lane, and I didn't strike on my good lane.
Brendan had a nice shot there. I liked the move, but thought he got a little softer with it.
Went around it a little
Spare
more.
that.
Good job, Braden.
Keeps his clean game going.
Yeah. Working hard.
Be Del Bauer's favorite game right there.
Spares.
All spares.
Covers it up.
Where's the next SYC and when's the big announcement for 2023?
The next SYC is our last one of the year, November, next month in Orlando. The 11th and 12th, I believe, are the dates. And this Wednesday, we are announcing the 2023 schedule. We have 9 events and 7 new cities. 7 new centers, I should say.
All the SYC fans, pay attention to that. That's going to be a fun watch list there because Leanne just gave it away. 7 new
We're mixing
places.
it up this year. We had so many people
Requests,
inquire. They
yeah.
want to host an SYC, and it's so tricky. Oh, Dylan, come say hi to your mom.
Dylan, say hi to your mom. Come over right around me.
Come say hi to your mom.
So wave at your mom. Hey, Mom.
She was watching.
Dylan's here. Dylan, you got no pin fell over on there.
You got to reset lane 31.
Oh, there's a couple good games.
It's a good pair.
You're going to that game.
Maybe your 300 will come this game. Okay. We were bragging about your good game yesterday. Okay.
He's looking to get back on it. He said. All right. So, there you go, Kathy. Your son says hi to you and physically waved at you.
Cute.
So, good family.
Anyway, so we wanted to just we've been going to a few of the same centers the last 3 years, so we're just mixing it up a little bit, spreading it out, going to some new regions. I'm so excited about it, though. I'm a little nervous about going to new centers because
that was good. Like that. Yeah. Sorry, Leanne.
But I think it'll be fun because it's some new cities, and I'm excited about a couple of them.
I'm excited to find out where you guys are going.
I didn't tell you.
No, I don't know. I'm sworn to secrecy, Leanne. You don't even tell me.
There's some really pretty bowling centers we're going to.
So it's fun going to new places, and you and your team will be headed out there to.
Well, you picked one of them. You secured one of them for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hope I like it.
You're the creator of the SYC, and now you created the biggest event ever in June.
Somebody says, are there any in the Northeast? Can you tell us that, Leanne?
2.
2. What? 2 in the Northeast? That's
I just tell
everybody.
That'll
Be popular.
Blair would kill me, but I would just spill the schedule right here. But we have 2, one in April and one in October.
I mean, for the people tuning in,
yeah.
You could go through the list of cities.
Secret. I'll tell you a secret.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, Northeast in April and Northeast in October.
He did not strike. Your guy left his head there.
Same thing he's been doing on that lane every time. Poor guy. He's been crushing the pocket. Good shot, Nate Key Lime Pie Trentler. He does not look happy.
No. Great spare. He's keeping his pro game going is what he's doing. He is. Clean game through 9 for our guy, Braden. Who's coming here next game? Do we know? And who's calling the action? Is it Blair with special guest?
I don't know.
Assuming it's
I'm not
Blair
in
with
charge of
special
the live
guest.
stream. I'm going back to the front desk.
Me neither. I'm going to the front desk with you.
Good. Maybe one of our superstar pros.
That'd be nice.
It sure has been fun. You know, Kelly and I have hung out a lot in our lives. Kelly Kulik, she's my buddy. But I have never really hung out with Shannon very much, and Shannon's been here with us. We all have a house together, so we sat around last night for about 3 hours when we all got home, and it's been very enjoyable hanging out with her. Not only is she a great bowler, she cares about youth bowling and doing. She's a coach, obviously, so she loves working with kids. But
she loves watching.
She has enjoyed being here, and we had a great seminar on Friday with her and Kelly and I. Anyway, good stuff. She's never been to an SYC, so.
Who?
Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
So
she's loving it.
Hopefully she enjoyed it, and we'll see her again next year, I hope.
She says she wants to go to all of them, but
She cannot.
She cannot because she's coaching and
bowling
and
traveling.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Although she won't be traveling too much next year internationally with her Team USA retirement.
All right, so is there any in Pacific?
Pacific Northwest?
Oh, Quan.
Well, I want to have one in the Pacific Northwest. Technically, I believe we have one in the West. We have 2 in the West. But there's not a large enough center, and we have had no inquiries from the Northwest. But I do have a surprise tournament out west.
Surprise tournament on the west.
Kind of.
Close to...
I just think the kids will love it.
Okay.
I've bowled there many times, and I think the kids will love it. So.
Oh, there's an announcement being made in the bowling center randomly.
That happened yesterday.
Oh, it did? I didn't notice that.
It must have been a glitch in the...
The advice was don't go over the foul line, kids.
Maybe it happens at 12:05 every day. Normally,
12:05.
we don't make announcements when we bowl unless we really, really have to. Oh, that was a good shot. Gosh, Bryant didn't look like he was bowling that great of a game. But he's bowling 192, so... And 1 missed spare. He easily could have had 200, so he's bowling all right. Making the best out of it. Anyway, tune in to the Storm Facebook page Wednesday afternoon. We have a fun show. We have the proprietors from 6 of the 9 places are going to join us on the show and talk about why they want the SYC and what they're going to do for us, and like what maybe some exciting things happen.
That's fun. So it's like a reveal show where the actual proprietor comes in and talks about how they're excited about having the SYC.
Yeah.
That's an awesome idea.
Oh, it was
I love
kind
that.
of fun.
Leanne, if you were a kid right now, would you be bowling two-handed? It's hard to say that, isn't it?
Well, I bowled one-handed for about 48 years, so it's a weird question to ask me now. But
I said if you were a kid.
I know.
If.
but I certainly see. Yeah,
There's a lot of girls that
My
are
answer would be
bowling.
yes. I love seeing more and more girls are bowling two-handed.
Yeah, I know.
There's
Me
some
too.
some good ones, and there was one tournament this year we had like 12 two-handed girls. All of a sudden, they're all over. I think there's going to be one that's just going to come through and be the next.
There's some good ones.
Female Belmo.
There's some good ones out there.
Yeah, they're going to go to college, and then they're going to just emerge. Wonder who it's going to be. Bella
Great.
Castillo.
Could be Bella.
Anna Antony, Taylor Kretz.
Yeah. Ooh. Good players.
There's a couple. We don't see them all the time, but there's a couple of them. Ooh,
all right.
Excuse me.
Braden is
last shot. Let's see if he
clean.
strikes.
He's got a clean
What a
game.
game. That was an amazing game by him.
He does not strike.
Well, he should have. He should have bowled about a 240.
193, no opens. Made a split. Very pro game.
That was an awesome game.
That was a good game. Way to work. Good game. Working hard. 193 clean is good.
All right, you're taking a little break. Who's coming in next game?
Well,
These two ladies right here?
I don't know. Blair, I think there's some scoring thing they're resolving or something. Hold on. We'll be back for game number 4 action. Leanne, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. We got 2 more games.
All right, everyone. We are back.
Okay.
Live from Planet Fun.
And I'm caffeinated.
You got some coffee.
I got coffee.
See
I
the
still
coffee over there.
have a half a cup left, so if any of you saw me dozing, it wasn't because of the bowling. It was just early sunrise. Blame myself.
Oh, man. You got up early. The pictures were pretty, though.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, it's just one of those things. I couldn't fall back to sleep anyway, so.
Yeah.
This is all good. We've got some great bowlers in front of us right now. Stephen Byers, Joshua Hickman. Let's see who else. Gavin, and what pair is Gavin? I'm not really sure.
We have Nathaniel Lloyd, who has grown about a foot since the last time I saw him, which is always funny to see the boys.
Yep.
1 month you see them and they're one height,
Yep.
and then they're gone.
Jacob Kiker, I talked to his dad the practice session. He was the one who just celebrated his 17th birthday
Nice.
2 days
Happy
ago.
birthday.
Yep. See Brian Griffith. Who else?
Did you say Nate Trentler?
I did.
He made a key lime pie for us.
Really?
He's the baker.
He's the one.
He's the one that made the key lime pie.
Oh, I left before I got to sample it.
I'm telling you. You could have had it for breakfast after your sunrise walk. Key lime pie for breakfast, everyone.
Key lime Cheerios. Let's see which one wins.
You can have some tonight. You could have a slice.
The way the refrigerator was stocked, you think we're staying for a month.
True dat. The key lime pie, though. Nate Trentler, you have a future in culinary.
There you go.
If you don't want to bowl.
Reach out to Deandra and ask her and John, since he's a chef.
Oh, you could intern.
Yeah, you can
we
intern.
could set up a little intern program.
Or have a little Q&A, professional bowler or chef and everything.
I love that.
All right. I was coaching in between the last game, game number 2 and game 3.
Okay.
One of the young ladies, apparently they hit one of the pairs that the young men started on with urethane.
Ah.
And the ball did not hook at
Interesting.
30 feet. So urethane can be attacked in multiple ways. Not all of them is successful than the other, however, trying to get to the pocket, right? So the choices were go back to urethane and go further to the right. That was the one choice. The other one was to ball up and get deeper and then slowly go around it, or find another resin ball where she could play straighter off of it and try to get the ball to read soon. It's just urethane is just such a different shape that they're not used to seeing.
Get it.
But all good. So let's continue on to what we have here in front.
Gavin Murray just got the 5 out of his 5-7.
Okay.
And turned around like, really? Seriously? Shaking his head.
5-7. I called that the Heinz. Heinz
The
57?
Oh, yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
the ketchup.
I like it. Yeah.
It's the Heinz. Then we got the Woolworths, 5 and dime.
Nice. You got it all over there.
Yeah, I'm trying to increase my vocabulary for commentating. Right,
Man, so I've seen now Gavin's shot, he hit the pocket and the 5-pin wiggled, and then Steven on the left side just hit it and the 6-pin. Like, he's hitting. There's some weird carry going on this pair.
Yeah, I would say so. All right, let's see. Okay, now Mike calls some of these guys in the group the Three Stooges.
Oh, is this the Three Stooges?
I think, yeah.
So I know Nate is part of it.
Three Stooges, Mike?
Three Stooges. Who are the Three Stooges? Aiden Watts.
There's
Jackson Beach. And who? Johnny Laguerre. Okay, so Aiden is part of the Three Stooges. Johnny, and then Jackson Beach, who is down at the other end.
Okay.
Three Stooges. I love it.
There's a good shot.
I love all the friendships these kids make. It's so fun. Like, you have this little community of bowlers that form, and they travel, and they grow together, and they're buddies, and the parents are buddies. And it's so fun.
Well, Facebook and Instant Messenger.
Right? Like, you just have constant connections. It's fantastic.
You could definitely tell by their body posture of who is bowling well and who is not bowling so well.
That's true.
Ring 10 on the right lane. Let's see, Stephen Byers on lane 29. He's using urethane, I do know that. Really up the back of it. Leaves the 3-5. See Poncho. Good cover, good spare.
Very good cover. So we should be transitioning in this pattern. So as you mentioned, urethane is causing a little tricky transition on some pairs.
Yep.
But is the move just left and left quick?
It is. Left, let's see Jordan over there on lane 31 who just bowled. He seems to have him figured out, Jordan or Jonathan. And again, forgive me, folks, I don't know all the kids yet by their full first name.
Sure.
So they're just chasing it left. I think it's 41 feet. So medium on the echelon of higher volume, 27-28 mils like we said first. 41 feet means we still have 19 feet to the pocket. So the angles have to get steeper. And because the urethane, the tightness on the lane, they have to get steeper, but then maybe a slower ball speed to go around it. So you're going to start seeing the coast to coast, as we would normally call it, right? Really inside, all the way outside and back, and use the length of the lane to create a lot of shape, meaning a lot of roundness in the ball to have it travel down the lane to the pocket. So yeah, keep chasing for the right-handers. Keep moving inward. Everybody just keep moving inward. Whereas the lefties could get away with throwing urethane at a more straighter angle through the front.
I like it.
And then also take time on your spares.
You mean spares matter, Kel? Do they?
Fill frames. They can't always be with an X, so.
I understand.
Shannon talked about how important spares are on the clinic. And I have to say, Shannon's probably one of the top spare shooters on the ladies' tour. I always think Liz Johnson's up there. Carolyn was one of the best spare shooters, still is. But it shows. It definitely shows within your score and your performance. Every non-miss spare is more pins added to your score. Joshua converts the 128. Let's see. Anthony Hornick on lane 31. Nice style, nice game.
He has a great game. It's a couple siblings. His parents are superheroes. They're navigating the 3 kids in 3 different divisions. That was their year at Junior Gold.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, they had a U12 girl, Miss Ellie Kate, U15 boy, Gavin, and then a U18 boy, Mr. Dylan.
Wow, how many miles did they put on their car that week?
Man, I don't know. I do know that at one point, Gavin did go with some friends' parents.
Yeah.
Because some of the times just were too close to get him there for the time he needed to prepare. So one of his, one squad was ending and they just couldn't get there in time, so.
Hopefully Indianapolis is a little bit more easier to navigate. I mean, I've bowled there many times. I think it's 465 is a loop that goes around continuously.
Yeah.
Some places to cut across, but yes. Yeah, I think you need to be a cartographer, one that can just read maps, right?
Totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know that fancy vocabulary word is from Jumanji, the remake.
I like Jumanji. That's a good movie. Got a shout out for Steven by Miss Kathy Hubley. Hello, Kathy. Good morning. Miss seeing you here.
Hi, Kathy. Yep, it's 12:19 on the East Coast, so good afternoon.
Ah, it is?
Yeah.
Man.
You're on Utah time, young lady.
Well, and this computer is on YouTube.
Yep.
Utah time, which threw me off this morning.
You know, I have to admit, too, I appreciate, we all know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
And Storm just had the recent release that sold out in 8 minutes, but to really see the youngsters grasp onto it and show the charitable contributions and how they wear their pink clothing and the ribbon and so forth, it's, wow, is it really appreciated.
We're painting the lanes pink this month. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, and she's watching Dylan off to the right, too. So Dylan is bowling on 31 and 32. I just saw him come back. Dylan is a nice young man. Dylan Hoopley. He always comes up and says hello. How's your day going?
I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a special release of like the 3G pink and black shoes.
Ooh, that'd be good. I like that idea.
By the way, if you'd like more ideas, feel free to reach out to me at kkbowl300@aol.com. I'll increase your revenue and help out. Just kidding. See what happens when I get caffeine, Blair?
Man, you are... Yeah, I do. All right, Poncho. Nice shot there. Gets that Brooklyn.
Oh, thank you, Lonnie. Thank you, Lonnie.
Here.
Yep. Appreciate my comments. I wanted to see the youth grow and develop, and like I said, very impressed by their overall attitudes and respect.
It's always a little bittersweet when they start hitting the U18 division and they start getting close to leaving too.
Yeah.
Because they've grown up and you watch them grow up and they're great young people and they're taking on the world.
All right, so Jordan right now, I believe, has been bowling very good all day. He's going to re-rack lane 31. They're missing a 5-pin. He did miss the last spare at open frame, but he has got the right picture based on what I see the lanes doing. And many times we think that the ball rep's like, oh, he knows everything and he's so smart. And he's like, well, we see pictures from players that are bowling good and we try to relate it. And obviously the different styles and techniques, rev rates, tilts, and so forth, you got to take in consideration for that. But there's always going to be somewhat of a picture on the lane. So let's see. Jordan's got a I know, a great block going so far today. Let's see if he can capitalize and make up for the missed spare. Notice he's standing roughly around 35-ish. So he's way far inside. Two-handed. He's going about 21, 22. Really circling the lane, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Excellent shot, Jordan.
He's really lined up.
He's got the great picture.
Let's see if I can pull up some scores. What do you think?
Sure.
Let's see what we got going on.
I also want to thank Blair and appreciate her phone skills, because she's very good when it comes to photographs, videos, and then the quickness of finding all the Wikipedia information on the kids. And
I try. Well, I have to stay ahead of the kids because they're catching up with me now and beating me. So. All right, so I'm gonna look just purely at Planet Fun. So just these 5 games today, and then we'll go over some totals.
You got it.
But in the U12, John Verde, he has gone 213, 185, 186. He's leading with a 584. Miles Gordon is chasing him. I'll skip to the U18 because that's what we're watching.
Okay.
So U18 boys. Now, Brandon Bone. Nope, wait. Yep, Brandon Bone. 223, 223, 211.
Okay.
For a 657. Wyatt Honecker. He's right up there. 190, 230. Ryan Schultz is third. Josh Meslanich. 207, 181, 233. And Aiden Furukawa, 150, 209, 259.
All righty.
So those are your top 5 in the U18 boys. In the U15 boys, we have Spiro Shake.
All right, Spiros.
178, 235, 224. Jackson Beach, who actually is on 27 and 28. He's part of the Three Stooges. He's in second, 255, 225, 154.
Okay.
So 630, but roller coaster day. Adam Wakely, just 600 clean. And then Brady McDonough is 580, minus 11. So, and then Braden Brogan is 5th. And I think he's to the right of us.
And Brady's just on 25 and 6, so we can catch what his score is.
Yes.
I know he threw a strike along the way.
Now, overall, let's see, since the U15 boys seem to be scattered around us, Jackson Beach is in second overall currently. He is +8. Braden McDonough, Mr. Brady the Bowling Science Kid, he's first, +21. And Joss Weems is not right behind them, but he's -63 and he's in third. But Adam Wakely is in 8th, and he was one of the names we read off as having a solid day. So they definitely can pick up some pins here.
Yep.
And for the U18 boys in the totals, Andrew Blaney still leading, +285.
Wow.
Micah Voris is behind him at +179, and Brandon Bone is +129.
I think the first 2 boys, Andrew and
Micah
are on the same pair.
Oh, yeah.
So they're crossing with each other.
That's great. Yeah, Leanne does try to do that on, she works really hard on the lane assignments, but when we make the cut, the kids really liked bowl lane in their position order.
Mm-hmm.
So she tries to put them all together with where they finished overall yesterday.
Okay.
So now we award medals. So if you had a really rough day yesterday, couldn't get anything going, but have a great day today, you could still earn a medal.
Yes, based on today's performance.
On just this pattern, but we will be awarding the trophy to the overall champion. So that's kind of your boys rundown. And you can check all those scores on bowlmetrics.com and find the bowler you're looking for. That's Mr. Jackson, 28. Jackson Beach, that is.
Wow, does he throw it good?
Doesn't he? Do you know his parents are musicians?
I did not, no.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. His dad, I can't remember the instrument, jazz pianist maybe, and studied at Berkeley in Boston, which is like the school. Like that's
next to Juilliard too,
school.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Berkeley and Juilliard are the top 2.
Right.
I think NYU has a good program as well.
Yeah.
And the mom?
I can't remember. He's also from Mike Sinnek's area, so we'll have to quiz Mike tonight or later today because I think they're heading home.
Jordan looking for a 3-bagger, and he gets it.
Yeah, very nice.
Aiden has a very solid game as he steps up on lane 29.
Mm-hmm.
Sit. All right.
6-pin.
I'm telling you, I would not. Any Brooklyns that decide to fall, I'd be okay with that, right?
I would be too. I don't see many 9-baggers today, Blair.
I've not seen a 5-bagger today.
I have.
Yeah? All right.
Yep.
I have not seen it. I haven't. If you had a 5-bagger, I apologize. You can correct me in the chat later.
Any questions out there from fans? I'm
don't see
always
it.
curious.
Yeah. And we do thank you all for watching. And if you are watching on a replay, because sometimes the kids go back and watch, thank you for joining us at the SYC Coastal Classic. 6th year here.
I know.
It's amazing.
I was here when it was first born.
Do you shed a tear over there?
Sadly, I missed last year. It was the first year I'd missed.
Yeah.
But this has become a special spot for me.
Yeah. Well, how could it not? I mean, the hosts over at Little River Lanes, they're great. They take care of everything. They understand bowling. They make sure we started on time, everything.
Yep.
Like practice, every squad. And then, of course, Planet Fun. How can you not? Brian McCall, he works hard not only to get the event here, but he gets money from the town of Charlotte and adds it to the prize fund. He makes sure that the staff has homes to stay in for the week, so we can put more money back into the scholarship fund for the kids. And it's a great week.
His wife Susan is always behind the scenes. She's got the food going.
She does.
For the beach party as well as what they donate to football and soccer in the local community.
Yeah. I told Shannon, and I think I said it, you were in the car as well, like, you know, the bowling center is such a staple in your community, right? It really should be that hub where kids can come and have a birthday party, or
Yes.
you can bowl league. You can get a nice meal before league, after league, during league. It's just that home away from home, and that's what you feel when you come to Planet Fun.
Yes.
So they really do a great job, and Little River's the same.
Yep. I walked through the restaurant and did the little Pecos pass through the ladies' restroom to get here because it's easier than going around all the parents.
Nice.
And I did see, and just so you know, I'm not a Giants fan,
Yes.
but Giants and Green Bay Packers were tied 2020.
That's a good game.
And it was like only 4 minutes left or in the quarter. So I don't know why it's an earlier game.
Oh, I
Did I
think
miss
that they're
something?
bowling. They're playing in London.
Oh, that's the one.
This is the London game.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
that would make sense.
Yep. I only know this because Gary and Barrett were talking about it on the ride over here.
Well, I thought I'd give the fans a break from all the Buffalo Bills talk and conversation since Gary is a huge fan and so forth, and Shannon
yeah.
and Brian O'Keefe at home.
Yeah.
So I just, and like I said, I don't root for the Giants. Just so happens that they play in New Jersey and they have a Y after the end instead of a J. So, but I did see that they were tied with Green Bay. So, little public
Nice.
announcement there.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions playing today at 1 p.m. Thanks, Todd.
Very
I
nice.
think they're off to a decent start.
I am a 49ers fan.
Yep, they play this afternoon.
Yes.
Yes,
Relatively recent 49ers fan. Because I didn't really have a team when I was growing up in Ohio. The Browns and Bengals were not.
Well, if the Buckeyes could be
Great.
professional, you'd
Yeah.
be fabulous.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, in Columbus, if you grow up in Columbus, you're 2 hours from the Browns, 2 hours from the Bengals, 3 hours, 4 hours from the Steelers. So they kind of, there's no concrete team.
Yep.
And no one really was incredibly successful when I was growing up. So I was a Buckeyes fan. Now I'm a 49ers fan.
Well,
I had to pick a team. I had to finally settle and pick someone.
Jordan Woods did not strike out, but he did go 9 spare strike in the 10th for a 236, game number
Great
4.
game.
That's going to elevate him just up the ranks a little bit.
Stephen Byers might prove me wrong where I
Five-bagger?
said I have not seen a 5-bagger today. Come on, Stephen. Let's go.
Well, when Jersey shot 155, she got cotton candy. So if he has a 5-bagger, might have to reward him with something.
I like it.
He's got a shot. Get up the hill.
And I jinxed him.
You jinxed him.
That's
3
the
pin.
Blair jinx. Sorry, Stephen.
Lane 28, guys. Take a giant step left. That's what you need to do.
You gotta like channel that into them
Yeah.
on the lane. Like Kelly says, step left.
Step left. Don't crawl. Actually step.
Yes.
And that's what I find more common with the young women is our moves. Because of our rev rate, they tend to carve out the lane in very, very small angles. And one of the young ladies, here's an example, and it's not to call it, she went Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And she's like, how many did you move? She goes, 2. I said, honey, and in the nice way. I said, Brooklyn, you need to move at least 6,
Yeah.
maybe even 8. I said, and then bring your target with you. So it's the moves are just, they're not used to seeing that type of advancement. And again, especially crossing with the young men. So I would suggest, some of these, how do you practice? Like, what do you practice? You know what? On a night that you may not have school the next day, like say you're off from school on Thursday or Friday, ask mom and dad if they would take you to the bowling center after a league block.
Yeah.
And then just bowl 3 or a couple games. Bowl after all the men and women who bowled on league, bowl in a pair where the guys are hooking the ball a lot, and just try to get lined up. And I think that's
a great tip.
Deandra was so successful too, her and Cassie, because they were too busy with school. They went to practice like at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So
I used to practice late at night as well, and I also, we talked earlier about Rylan moving to Vegas.
Yep.
And the opportunity to have bowling centers that are open maybe 24 hours.
Yep.
I was lucky when I was younger that one of the bowling centers in Columbus was open 24 hours, and I would go in the morning.
Oh, okay.
So, but it was not until I was older, and Leanne even said that she would go practice before school.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be something, if you're a parent and you may have a few kids, right? And you're balancing schedules. Maybe talk to your bowling center and see, hey, what time do you guys open in the mornings? Or a lunch break practice, or right after school. I mean, I think there's so many ways to try to fit that practice in, but after league is a great idea. Get that transition that everyone is always struggling with. It's
exactly.
When the lane pattern is fresh and you can look at a lane pattern and you can see it clearly, it's completely different in 3 games, right? Like, I have this lane pattern up right now. Like, it's silly to even have it up, right? The lane doesn't look like that anymore.
Nope. Oh, Greek church, Gavin.
I took the lane pattern away. I'm done with it.
All right.
Lane pattern, you're dead to me.
Oh, another 49ers fan out there.
Yes, Regina.
Hey, Regina, how are you, girl?
She is a great bowler, too.
She is all over the place, let me tell you.
She is.
Forgive me, guys. I'm just going to hydrate here.
All right, so we have some new bowlers moving into the right on 31 and 32. You'll see there was a pair lane change.
All right, rehydrate it. Chase Glazer, he had a gold medal.
He did.
From yesterday, so Dad said he had a little rough start this morning here, but then he's found the line, so that's good.
Well, and if you remember, I just read off the leaders in the U15 boys, and Braden McDonough, Brady the bowling science kid, he was leading, and he's coming to your viewing screen on 31 and 32 this next game.
So Braden, the science guy, what is this? Is he a specialty in science? Is it experiments? Is it?
He's the one that does our segments on the Morning Bolts.
Yep.
So he does science experiments every Friday on the Morning Bolt. Him and his dad actually film. It's a video series, and it's kind of like. Do you remember Bill Nye, the science guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that, but he does very short, very digestible experiments, and some involve bowling, some don't. And he tests theories, and like recently it's been a lot of ball motion because it seems like he's learning a lot of ball motion. So he's learning about, surface. How long does a surface last on a bowling ball? So he's testing some of those theories, and he's testing older bowling balls to newer bowling balls.
Okay.
He's testing oil. Like it's a lot of everything. So every Friday you can tune in and see a new episode. We also have a really exciting thing, and I think I'm going to make the announcement on Friday. We are starting a youth podcast. We had an application open over the summer where we have youth athletes from all over the country applied to be our new co-hosts of our youth podcast.
Okay.
And so it's going to be a monthly series. It'll be on YouTube, and the kids kind of decide. They're going to pick the name of the show. They're going to pick their topics.
Okay.
They're going to pick their guests. And I'm just going to try to stay out of their way and help them along the way of creating the show.
Wow.
So we had some really great applications, and on Friday we're going to announce who the co-host will be. And there'll be a few of them, because I think the more the kids get together, the better their conversations and ideas are. And they have no energy either, right? None.
Nope, none whatsoever.
Lonnie has a question.
Yeah, what's up, Lonnie?
Are you still touring? Will you be bowling next year, Kel?
Hi, Lonnie. Well, Lonnie, I got to bowl half of the season this year. And I enjoyed my other responsibilities of tour repping on the senior tour, working with the senior men and learning more about my game, about ball motion, layouts, and so forth. So I don't know what 2023 is going to bring. Let's just say this. I had not retired my bowling shoes yet. I have kind of cut some events out for the responsibilities I have as the Junior Team USA coach and then with the men's tour. But I'm waiting to see what the schedule is going to be. Obviously, we're waiting for the USBC and the PWBA to release the schedule for the women. Shannon's on the committee, and all she gave to me was that it will come out soon. Always is the answer, soon. Same thing with the senior tour. We don't know how many events they're going to have and when they're going to be starting, but we feel that there's going to be one, of course, again next year. So to answer your question, yes, I just don't know how many.
I like it.
Yep. I'd like to win at least one more time before I hang up my shoes. I still enjoy it. I just don't love it like I used to.
I understand. It is, it's like anything, right? It's a lot of work, not just during the season,
Yes.
but before and after, the training, the eating, just every part of it, the mental aspect of it, the missing things at home, right? Like you're close to your family, and when you're gone, you are gone.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of everything.
I mean, with the Team USA stuff and everything, I'll be on the road for almost 7 months this year.
Yeah,
Which is still a light schedule considered to some of the other athletes, but it's just it's the wear and tear on the body, physically, mentally. But yes, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Everyone has some favorite areas they like to revisit. I do, of course. I've got friends in Minnesota, so I've enjoyed going there. I know the women are going to kick off somewhere, or at least be in Reno for the Queens, because that's where nationals are for the women this year. So we'll be at the stadium again, as always. And then we'll see what other centers pop up on our schedule. I always like going to new centers.
Oh, absolutely. Pancho got lined up there for that last shot. He really struggled with the transition on this pair.
Yeah. It's another one. I think he's getting fooled being a little bit to the right. I think he should be left with everyone else.
I agree. I think he could have taken a big step left on this pair.
Yep.
All right, so we have new bowlers coming in. It looks like we have some U15 girls coming in. Lariel, is that how you say her name? She was our gold medalist.
Mariel, yeah.
Yeah.
Some two-handed young ladies.
Yes. Anna Antony, she's gonna be a factor. Also Taylor Kretz.
Yep.
Definitely another great young bowler coming up. Both two-handed players. Now, Kellen,
Yeah.
you're coaching, right?
Yep.
So obviously you work with both two-handed players and one-handed players. What would you say there's some common things, right, in one-handed bowling, timing,
Sure.
tempo, like all some common stuff that most one-handed bowlers struggle with one thing throughout their entire career. Is there something in two-handed bowling that you feel like is it similar, like timing?
Yes. Most two-handers, because of the body position, the hips opening up even more, it takes a while for them to be able to play straighter angles.
Sure. Yeah.
Jason Belmonte, and when he came out, he didn't really make a lot of cuts on the cheetah pattern, the
Right.
35-foot pattern.
Yeah.
And he had to learn to play straighter, the hips being that far open. So I think two-handed bowlers, now you see how good they are. Anthony Simonson can play straight as can be. He can reverse
Back
hook
up
it,
ball.
back up
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably just some of the biggest hindrance because of the hips. However, because more of the hand is covering the circumference of the bowling ball, there's no thumb that is in a thumb hole. The feel of getting up the back of the ball is much easier.
Yeah.
So they can play smaller angles, but with a higher rev rate or a little bit more axis rotation, create a little bit left to right, or depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed. But that I would think that would be the biggest challenge, is learning to play straighter as a two-handed bowler in the beginning.
Yeah. Hold on, everyone. Let me.
All right.
All right, so Gary's gonna jump back in. We're gonna take a very short break, and we'll be right back. We're gonna do a little changing around of the players.
Got it.
Hello.
Howdy ho, neighbor.
Howdy ho, Kelly.
Howdy ho, Gary.
Listen, it is game 5.
I know.
I don't know what the acoustic stylings you and Miss Blair Blumenscheid were going through, but I know you're drinking hot coffee and you've got a cow blanket in the booth.
Yep. I finished the coffee. I'm back to my hydration of water and electrolytes. And Leanne left the seat so warm, I don't need the blanket at the moment. So
Okay.
I've warmed up with the hot coffee.
All right. Well, there you go.
So game 5, Braden is almost halfway through. They're just starting frame number 5. So they're going to be done pretty quick. And 27 and 8 are just getting ready to start frame number 1, while we have Taylor really, really deep on that left lane, 29.
Yeah, she can curve it a little.
She can.
Power.
She likes to play left to right. Talk to her dad, talk to her dad and everything. And she's very comfortable playing left to right, deep angle. So she's ahead of the curve. But
That's funny, Cal.
Isn't it good?
That's funny.
Yeah. That's free too, by the way.
Free.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't convert that little 4-7.
Braden's got a streak going. He's come on really strong the last game.
Yeah, Brady Storms Bowling Science Kid.
Yep, Blair was filling me in. I haven't seen all the morning bolt shows, so she was catching me up on all the Friday experiments and everything.
Yeah. You seen any kids that impress you?
Oh,
besides all of them?
Too many to keep track of, yeah.
Yeah.
All of them. They're just, every time I come back to one of these, I keep seeing the growth that they have and level of game, attitudes, personalities.
Here's my doubles partner,
Is
Anna Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad, I had a very nice conversation with them.
They're the best.
About her.
They're a sweet family.
How's your weekend been so far, Gary?
Well, it's great. You know, it's my favorite event to go to.
Yep.
I can't call it work because it's volunteer and I love it. And nowhere I'd rather be.
Good.
And it's for all the people. So the bowling's great. Someone's going to win. Someone's going to bowl great. Blah, blah, blah. But it's all the other stuff, you know.
Alrighty.
We're going to raise money for charity. Bauer versus the Big C this weekend.
Yep.
The kids are going to make some new friends. Some of the kids, it's probably their first time going on the beach ever. Like on Friday night, the beach party. There's always someone that tells me, never been to the beach before.
I know.
I love that.
It was so neat, too, to hear about some of the kids that had never been in the ocean. And because of the hurricane, that water was chilly. And yet some just bit their lip and jumped in anyway.
I love it. Living their best life.
Yep.
You know, like you and I.
Yep.
What's going on with your dancing? Have you guys already talked about that? Forgive me if I'm covering something you've already chatted about.
We have not, no.
Did you talk about dancing yet?
No, we haven't.
You love dancing.
I love dancing, yep.
Line dancing especially, right?
Yes.
During the beginning of the pandemic, you were doing some weekly line dancing lessons with Team Storm, Storm Nation.
Yeah, I've improved on my teaching skills since then.
And now you're into other forms of dancing.
I like to, yes, I'd like to see I'd like to know everything possible there is. So I'm still teaching on Tuesday nights at our local Elks Lodge, just a couple towns away.
Okay.
And then Wednesday we get to apply what we learned and dance from 7 to 11. And then last night, after we finished up a nice dinner, being in North Myrtle Beach, we have the official dance of South Carolina is the shag. And a shag is a form of dancing that started back in the 50s. In 1984, it was christened the state law that it was the official dance of South Carolina. And it has very similar rhythm time to West Coast swing. So West Coast swing is 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. It's just how fast the music goes is what turns into shag music. So you're not going to shag to a slow song. You're going to shag to a fast song.
All right.
And it was pretty neat to observe last night. Got to see some of the older couples do it.
Yep.
Respect. There's another famous place down here called the Bowery. I'd like to get to one of these days and see it there.
The Bowery?
Bowery.
And that is a dance club?
That's a dance club,
Or do we call them halls? Dance hall?
Dance club, no. You know, the group Alabama got its start down in Myrtle Beach.
Nice.
So a lot of country bands too. I love dancing for many reasons. One, because it's a social engagement, just like the bowling is for the kids. You meet new people along the way. It's great for the mind because you're learning sequences and patterns, and you have to repeat those patterns. And then it's even more beneficial for the body because you're constantly in motion, moving. So you get exercise, you get brain exercise for the head, and then it's a social engagement environment that's just positive overall. Met some really wonderful people, developed some great relationships and friendships through line dancing. Oh, Braden, pocket 710, can't believe it. So, yes, I do like it. And being single, you can be line dancing, anybody can do it.
There you go.
Braden just pocket 710. Halfway bounced it. What happened to 27 and 8?
I don't know, taking a timeout or something.
Do we have a breakdown? Up 21 and 2 looks like 21 has a breakdown or something. Taylor is a very new up-and-coming two-handed. Wow, am I impressed by her game.
Yeah, tons of power, athleticism.
Yep.
Fiery.
Yep. Loves bowling. Let's see.
Kel, when do you depart here? Is it tomorrow?
I am. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. Flight's around 11:15.
And where do you get to go from here?
Straight back to Newark. I get to go home for a week, a little over a week, and then I'll be departing. I'll be traveling with the ladies and head coach of Team USA, Brian O'Keefe, to Lima, Peru.
To Peru?
Yeah.
What's going on in Peru?
Ladies have the Pan Am Games that they get to compete in.
And are you coaching or bowling?
I am assistant coaching.
Assistant coach?
Yes.
And the head coach being Brian?
Yes, sir.
It's a pretty good team
Yep.
there. That's a dynamic duo, you
Yeah.
and Brian.
The ladies representing, I believe, are Danielle McEwen, Brianna Cote,
pretty good.
Brianna Clemmer,
Okay.
Jordan Richard,
Yeah.
Lauren Pate, and I'm missing one more significant person. I think it might be Steph. No, I think Stephanie wasn't eligible. I'm not sure who our sixth person is. I could check my phone though and see. And then when we return, we come home on October 29th, and on November 7th, we actually make our way. Again, I'll be assisting with Brian and the manager, Kendra. We'll be heading to Australia.
You like this international gig?
I do. Yep. So we do have Lauren, Brianna, Jordan, Danielle. Oh, I forget who our sixth is. It'll come back to me. Anytime I can travel outside the United States and see other cultures too, I love that. I do, and I've been to Australia many, many times. English is their language. Very diverse.
Yeah, it makes it easy.
Sweet
people too.
Yeah. A lot of different cultures too. Aborigines are up north. Asian, African, American, Singapore, everybody lives in Australia up down the coast. So we'll be in an area called Sunshine or Suncoast, somewhere around there, just north of Brisbane and the Gold Coast. Yep. So beautiful time of year, and when we travel to Australia, it'll be their summertime. They just started summer now, so we'll be chasing the sun a little bit longer.
All right. I'm impressed with Lariette's game. She's on our pair here, and she's doing well this weekend.
Yeah.
I won the overall standings. Do you know where she's at?
I don't, but I know she won the 2 medals from yesterday, both one for Little River and then for here. So we can check out. I'm not quite as quick as Blair. I was complimenting Blair on her quickness. Let's see what we got, though. Let's see. That's SYC. She is the U18 girls. Let's see. I'm not seeing her name. Again, I'm not as technically as savvy as Blair is. Let's go. Maybe I have the wrong division. I think I had a wrong division. There she is. Yep. She is first, Gary.
Number one.
Number
and
one.
She's got a strike spare 3-bagger to start this game.
And Taylor Kretz is in second, and she has a 190 pin lead over her. So it's safe to say I think L'Ariel's going to win the SYC for her division.
That's awesome.
Yep. All right.
Way to go, Anna Anthony, my doubles partner.
Yep. So where are you bowling doubles in?
Wherever she tells me.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I thought I'd be recruiting some of these young women to bowl doubles at USBC. I wish I had taken up my idea a lot sooner. Braden? Oh, he's running the scoreboard.
Running him out, dancing around. Having a good old time, isn't he?
245, possible high score there. Let's see where Braden's at. Yep. So Jackson is in first, and Braden is only 27 pins behind him.
Wow.
This game's going to be big.
That 7-10 was not good.
No, it wasn't. That was huge. Big game. Yeah, that 7-10 really could have put a damper on that 260 game. 250. Gary, what impresses you the most you know, you've been doing this for many years now since you and Leanne started this. Seeing all these youngsters and over the years, what's the most rewarding thing for you? What do you notice the biggest change?
Friendships.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all great players. That's interesting to me, and they all do it differently, which is fun and entertaining to watch. But I see them rooting for each other all the time. Like they're competing while rooting for each other.
Yeah.
Like it's so supportive. The whole like culture is awesome, and so I don't know. I think it's awesome to watch them.
Yeah.
Just like having fun, dancing around, but they're serious. These are like the best youth athletes in our sport in the country. Like all hanging out together. They're friends. They can't wait to see each other. And then they get to hang out with people like you on the weekend, which I imagine you get asked some questions throughout the weekend, don't you?
I did. I had a lot of questions from the parents, from some of the kids too, and really good questions. I mean, just ball motion, ball shapes, what equipment, you know, coaching wise, mental game stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we often talk about the physical game, but the mental game is often in a back seat. So I thought the clinic that Shannon and I did, like again, some valuable information, good insight, great questions.
Yeah, it went the full hour and a little over.
Yeah.
So obviously people were enjoying that on Friday afternoon.
Well, this is Shannon's first one, you know, and I know she's, you know, the most popular bowler in the world right now. So it's great to have her here and have her insight from both a player and a coach's aspect, or coach's point of view.
I'm thinking I'm gonna bowl with two hands. It looks a lot more fun to me. Can you teach 50-something-year-olds to bowl two-handed? Is that a bad thing, Kel? You're gonna shy away? Should I just?
No, I'll answer it honestly. I think you can. I think an old dog can definitely learn new tricks.
What about an old dinosaur?
Well, you know, not too sure. I think if you put your mind to, you can. I think you can learn. Hey, look at what Walter Ray Williams did. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy in his 60s was bowling two-handed. So, if anyone can prove it, it's him. So yes, I think you can learn. I just have never thought of taking it up anytime in the near future. One thing two-handers do is a lot of them actually get airborne. They come off the approach.
Yes.
And it's a scary thing when you're young. People will leap, will go down a ski slope 100 miles an hour and not think anything of it. But the older you get, the more cautious we become.
Yeah.
Our fast twitch muscle fibers aren't as fast. Our reactions are a touch slower. So it's still teachable. It's still effective. I just think the youth can capitalize on it more.
Well, Kel, I'm basically 16 on the inside, my twitch fibers.
You're 16, I'm 18. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, I just look old, like a little dinosaur on the outside.
I think that a challenge would for me to actually learn how to bowl left-handed.
Oh, that would be tough.
That would be tough, right?
Yeah.
You know, maybe teach yourself to bowl two-handed lefty.
Two-handed lefty.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go, looking for a 5-bagger. Oh, light 2-7 hit. But Gary, I'll say this: if I could go back and do it all over again, I wish I could have bowled two-handed.
Yeah.
Makes the 2-7. Well, 31 and 32 is done. 219, 157, 244, 245. Some good scores on that pair. Oh, so news from Spiros, they had an engine breakdown. So something in the back of the lanes.
Over on 27 and 8?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Or the pair they just came off of. Let's see if we have all the scores updated. Let's check the U15 boys.
We can pull up bull metrics, right? That's what you're checking out?
Yep. I right now U15 have got 43 entries. Hopefully we didn't miss anybody.
No problem. How much was it? And I need the receipt.
Nice spare, Brianna.
Brianna was funny. I asked her yesterday
Yeah.
how she's bowling when she's at this place, and she's like terrible. And then today she got a gold medal. I'm like, what? What do you? What? You told me you're terrible.
Yep.
She's got that. She's so good that she can bowl terrible and still have good success.
Wait, is this our Josh Allen player in front of us, the left here with the glasses? Where's our Buffalo Bills fan?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But that's not true. That was just us making it up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, but John was the one that we were calling him Josh Allen. Yeah.
Blair and I did touch upon a little bit of football. Not to try to,
49ers.
yep, not to stray away too much from distract from bowling, but we did get the pigskin in.
Do you ever watch a little Trevor Mason bowl?
Yes.
He's off camera, but he's fun to watch.
Yep.
Super animated. And now he's cracking me up.
I think his parents are hoping he grows into a shirt.
Yeah, it's a pretty big shirt. Spiros just off camera on lane 28. I don't know how Spiros' day is going.
He was up there for a little bit. Blair and I checked in on him. Let's see. After 4, he's in 20th place.
20th place.
Although I'm not sure.
Holden is up. Anna just missed that. That's not normal for her. It's a good shot, 29 right there. Carly. I'm happy to say, Cal, that all of the rounds went off on time.
Okay.
That's a big deal for me. I like to be respectful of everyone's time. They have travel plans and life to live, and so I love that SYC start on time. Kids all know to show up, be here, be ready to go. And the bowling centers know, and it's fantastic. Gary doesn't do late, Kelly.
Neither does Kelly, Gary.
I love that.
I don't like being late. If you want to be here at 9 o'clock, I'm going to probably be here at 8:45.
Yep.
I'm the most valuable thing we have in this life.
Time.
Is time. So I'm appreciative of that. Yes, I didn't know Mike and Deb Sinek, two big helpers and supporters of this event. Mike does all the shows we do. They're heading home today. Did not know that.
You didn't know they're heading home?
I did not know. I keep thinking they have a luxury lifestyle like me where my schedule kind of flows a little bit and they have to go back to jobs too.
Yeah.
So we'll have a nice lunch or dinner with us and then head back north.
Yep, they volunteer their time and they drive down and up or wait, it's down. Yeah, it's down.
Drive down, yep.
They drive down and they do such an awesome job for us. Helping run the scores and the check-in and just everything.
Yep. Maybe if I start with an 8-pounder, Gary, I could teach myself two-handed bowling.
Yeah.
Then go to 10 and just slowly, gradually work my way up. Brianna has a very, very nice game.
We have a request from Heather to rotate the cameras. Yeah, I think we can. Actually, you know what, Heather? I think I can just switch it out now to a different scene here.
That's not
so
bad.
We'll go with that scene to conclude. It's a little more action to the left because there was a rain delay. They're still bowling over there. Did you look at the oil pattern that folks are bowling on here?
I did. Blair and I mentioned it when I came back in game number 2.
And is it playing like it looked on paper?
No.
No. It's a good lesson, isn't it?
Yep.
Have a game plan, but also be willing enough to be open-minded and adjust.
Correct. Oh. Poor Taylor. That's her third 7-pin, I think, on that lane. Yeah, a lot of the young men start out with urethane, made some funky pairs. Ladies try to play straight again. Really curving the lane. So yes, it was not a friendly pattern on day number 2.
A lot of cheering going on over
Big
there.
screens from the left. Maybe a cool spare was made or split. By the way, whoever does own this cow towel, I don't want to keep it. I was just merely borrowing it since it was left in our lost and found.
Yeah. We could not find the owner of this cow printed towel.
Somebody might be a different NFL fan because they left their Baltimore Ravens sweatshirt at the front desk.
Ah. I can get behind the Ravens.
Yeah, not
Fun
bad.
team to watch. All right. L'Ariel's in with 213. Is she going to be our champion?
Yes, she is.
Miss Thorpe?
Ariel will win her division.
There's a good shot. Big double.
Yeah, we talked about her game. I was talking to her mom and dad, and some of the things I noticed with her two-handed style, she starts the ball so far out in front of her, and she really runs after it, which is fantastic. You know, I said the athleticism is there. She's chasing everything. But because the ball is held out so much in front of her, it's late coming back, and it forces that teeter-totter swing where she's very upright, and then the last two steps, she gets more horizontal and then back to being vertical. And there's so much movement within those last two steps. See that 1, 2 down and then let go?
Yep.
That extra bit of movement is causing some differences in her launch angles and how her hand is releasing the ball. So we chatted about it. We're going to try to make some changes and get together and so forth. But she run and gun. That's the expression. She definitely runs and guns.
I love it. Pure athleticism.
It's the downside is that she's having a few knee issues.
Oh.
Because she's running and then she's stopping so much force.
Yeah.
She's just taking a lot of the pressure on her left knee.
Carly can't get it to go.
She had the 4-pin wiggling.
7-pin will not go.
7-pin? I thought it was a 4-pin. Good shot, Carly.
Well, Kel, we're going to wrap this up in a little bit.
Yep.
We're going to crown some worthy champions and give away a ton of scholarship money. I mentioned a few folks earlier. I'd like to say thank you again to our teammate Sean Rash. Donated $1,500 from Sean Rash Bowling to the event this weekend. And that's going straight to the scholarship fund. And so people get in the bowl for some extra scholarship money. That's always nice. Thank you, Mr. Rash, for that. Thank you to the town of Charlotte, the tourism committee. Always donates some money to the event, which is great. And that money goes straight to the kids as well. So, and also I'd like to thank Bill and Barbara Crispin, the co-founders of Storm, for allowing our team to be able to do these events. And cost Storm money. We invest in it, and Bill and Barb just believe in it. So, what do you think, Cal? Any other shout-outs?
It's, you know,
awesome pro staff, Leanne and you and Shannon.
You know, I know, Gary, you don't like to take a lot of the credit, but, you know, you and Leanne started this and continue to see it shine through and everything. So we're all thankful for you and your commitment to youth bowling in general, and it's not just California, it's everywhere across the United States. Be sure to check out the new and upcoming schedule for the SYC in 2023. I think we have some new venues that we'll be traveling to.
Yeah.
And then, as always, you know, just I just want to thank the parents and the families
yes.
for bringing them the kids here. You know, the entry fees that you pay, the hotels and the support along the way. You know, they're the ones doing all the bowling, but you put all the work in to make it possible for them to be here. And we just want to thank the parents for all their kindness and support. And yeah, it's been a great weekend as always. I much appreciate to be able to come here and volunteer and help out. Helps me to recruit for Junior Team USA.
Yeah, you can get a view of all these awesome kids.
Yep. Spiros, I remember the first time I saw him.
Me too.
You know, he's 4 foot nothing.
Yeah.
Almost made Junior Team USA this year.
He's taller than I am.
Had some good conversations with him. So told me that he met Lisa Wagner in Georgia and had some conversations with her. I said, please tell her and Mike I said hi. And he was student of the month last month.
Nice.
He told me that yesterday.
I love it.
So positive. Shot Ryan. Woo. There's a good double. 3-bagger, triple. And of course, Ken and Kathy Keegan for IM Bowling.
For our Eli fans out there, Eli started with a turkey, then a spare, and now he's on it again with a double.
Yep. 270 pace.
It's pretty good. High game over here in this center is 289 yesterday. Dylan Hubley.
Oh.
You know Ryland Breeze moved, Kelly.
I did. We talked about it too. He's in Vegas.
Yeah, he's in Vegas. He doesn't even. He's a few hours, a few short hours from me, and he doesn't even let me know. Could be playing basketball up in Utah, Ryland. Ryland. Could be playing basketball up in Utah, but I didn't even know you were in Vegas.
Need a point guard.
Yeah, Ryland Breeze moving on. See you later. Ryland Breeze. Hey, Kelly, you know what we had new at this event?
What's that?
We had some new help from our friends at Shure. They make all this amazing audio equipment. The headsets that we're wearing, they're brand new. They're state-of-the-art, fantastic. But they have everything. They have stuff for, like, gamers. And if you want headphones, you know, everyone takes the noise-canceling headphones. They have that. They have earplugs that go in for, like, your iPhones or your Android, whatever you use. Great company supporting, and they're, interested in bowling. They're interested in, and they're a fantastic worldwide company. And they're wanting to chat with all our bowlers. So go check out the Shure website. SHURE.
Sure.
Sure. It's sure.
Sure. I will make note of it. I would love to have some new noise canceling headphones.
Noise canceling headphones.
The ones I use now.
We need them.
They hurt my head after a while.
Yep. So you can tell these headsets that we've been wearing this weekend, they cover the whole ear. Mm-hmm. And these aren't designed to be noise canceling. These are broadcast headsets, but I don't know. You can get a sense for the quality.
Yeah.
They're very nice quality. And they love bowling, so therefore we love bowling. We love that. We love Shure.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I love Shure. Boundary House, we're on our way.
We're in?
No. I haven't even called her yet, Cal. It's terrifying.
If we have to wait long, we can just shop for Christmas items.
That's what we're going to do. You know, it's funny. I talk to a lot of parents about, I just chat with the parents.
Sure.
And a lot of times I find out that they're not bowling. They don't have a bowling background. and their child just kind of got into it, and they love it.
Yeah.
Like, and then the parents are excited for programs like the Evolution program that we offer up at Storm, which is free because it connects people and gives the youth athletes a way to meet new friends and kind of share stories and, hey, I'm working on this. What are you working on? And then, of course, our pro staff, you, of course, included, contribute all the time. And when you can, you often, almost monthly, make our Zoom calls that are just an open forum, and you give a nice little tip and then answer some questions. And everyone gets to see their smiling faces from all over, wherever the country or world they may be calling in from. So if you have a youth bowler in your life, folks, if you go to stormbowling.com, you can find the Evolution program. It is completely free to join, and you can love any brand you want to love. We don't care. It is a Storm part of Storm, but if you happen to be a Brunswick kid or a Motive kid or something like that, that's cool too. You're welcome. You just don't have to always throw Storm to be a part of the Evolution program. Kelly, you have to throw Storm because you are one of our premier players on staff. So
I only want to throw Storm, so
thank
that's
you.
good. Yeah.
Thank you. So it's working out for both of us then.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And just so you know, I will not be on this month's call because I'll be in Lima.
Yeah.
But I will make November.
You make almost all of them.
Almost.
Yeah, so we appreciate it.
Almost.
I think the kids love it. Having you on there. And I mean, why not? You're the head coach now of Junior Team USA? Plus all your other credentials. Spiro strikes again.
4-bagger.
Mr. Ryan Campbell working on a 4-bagger as well.
Spiros gives me that smile. Shot Ryan. Where is he in the field? Let's check out Ryan Campbell. All right. Let's see.
Elliott goes high on 28, leaving the 6-7. He thought he liked that shot. He threw it well. A little change of plans as the ball traveled down lane.
I am not finding Ryan. Wait, the scores will be updated here shortly. Oh. I just realized that they were 7 bowlers on their pair. That's why they delayed 2, I'm sure.
Yeah, they both fast. We had a couple extra to make the cut. So instead of 6, they have 7. Spiro strikes again. 5-bagger.
Yahtzee, baby.
Just be an appropriate time to bring up the... if anyone on the live stream gets 6 strikes in a row, Kyle Troop sponsors the 6-pack of chicken tenders 6-pack chicken tenders available for the players. Yeah, Kyle's having fun one day. Anytime when someone got 6 in a row, chicken tenders for them.
How many chickens were sacrificed
Yeah.
in the making of that
In
reward?
the making of that reward. And there's a 6-bagger right there.
There's a
by
chicken
Ryan.
tender basket right there.
Sorry, Kyle. We accept Venmo.
Venmo, Zelle, PayPal.
Yeah.
Is the honey mustard sauce extra?
They get the sauce with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lane 28 hooks a ton. Hooks a ton. High big 4. The Richard Nixon.
It's funny.
.232 for Ryan. Nice game.
Great game, Mr. Ryan.
Elliott strikes out for 192.
Elliott and Miles are awfully good bowlers. The brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. Elliott seems puzzled right now, and he's trying to make a few good shots and not seeing what he wants to see. John goes runaway Brooklyn here, but gets the strike, so his big game stays intact. What do you have? 1 open, 2 opens. 1 open? 5 count open on a double. Is that what that says? 5-1?
No, I can't tell.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
Yes, 5-1 on the double. Yes, indeedy.
Now 6 on the double. This is a not good count.
No.
John. It's not going to help your cause.
2 is 4, though.
2 is 4, Cal.
All right, way to get the wood.
197. All right, our final 2 bowlers taking the field, as I like to call it. Who we got on the left lane? Can you read that, Cal?
Eli.
Yeah. Eli gets him to go
This
on
one's
the
for
squasher.
for goal for Spiros. Spiros needs the first hit from what I hear.
Oh.
Oh, Lilith, that's got a chance. 4-pin.
Little 4-pin action. That's good ball.
That was a great ball.
Spiros works very, very hard
Yes,
at
he
his
does.
bowling game. And he is always learning and always getting better. And while getting better and learning, he remains one of the nicest, sweetest kids
I know.
that we get to see.
That's what I'm so pressed to see.
Good spare. All right, folks. Spiros come in with a big 230 game. Eli finishes with 219. Hard to read the scoreboard on your little computers or cell phones at home.
I think Spiros is going to get silver for the block.
That was a good shot, too. Straight back, 10 back. All right, Kel, thanks for hanging out. It's time for us to get our awards, and, we need to figure out the scores. We need to tabulate them and confirm them, and then go give away some hardware.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks for hanging out, Kel.
Yep,
Appreciate
you got it.
you.